language of heaven, the very oldest language on the face of this very earth. Chico Vicabia Mapuni, Chineke, and Son of the Official, and Nina Cosa Hanson, Nana Jama, and Yanage Faros, Okonanagi, all the and then saw the no one and when I raise it, Tahara put the and you were not young. Be connected and make a difference with your source and you were not but you know what? They would like you to believe that someone is the cause of it. No. I am the solution, and the only way they can get to you is by kicking me out, which is not possible. I have come. Look what you do. After I am done with Nigeria, Biafra will be free and enjoy freedom. Biafra will know the importance of freedom and what happens in 5 years to come. Thank you. The very oldest language on the face of this very earth. Chico Vicabia Mapuni, Chineke, and Son of the Official, and Nina Cosa Hanson, Nana Jama, and Yanage Faros, Okonanagi, all the and then saw the no one and you went out of his Tahara put the and you were not young. Be connected and make a difference with your source and you were not he said, But you know what? They would like you to believe that someone is the cause. No. I am the solution, and the only way they can get to you is by kicking me out, which is not. I have come. Look with you. After I am done with Nigeria, Biafra will be free and enjoy freedom. Biafra will know the importance of freedom and what happens in 5 years to come. Thank you.
So you keep on supporting evil in the zoo, the more your land will be taken from you. The more your daughters will be raped and abducted, the more your sons will be slaughtered in cold blood. And under one Nigeria, there is nothing you can do about it. Absolutely nothing. Because one idiot that they groomed will rise up and say to you, oh no, it's one Nigeria, there is crime everywhere. Haven't you heard about Zamfara? Haven't you heard about Katsina? There is crime everywhere. That is not the case. The crimes you have in the north, the insecurity you have in the north is as a direct consequence of their own actions. They grouped them. Al-Qaeda in the Maghreb, ISIS in West Africa, Boko Haram, Fulani headsmen, bandits, all of them. Who brought them to Nigeria? It's Fulani. Fulani brought them into Nigeria. El-Rufai brought them in. Why did the government brought them in? Are you deaf and dumb and stupid? When you come out and you pretend, oh, we are one Nigeria, go and show me. Somebody was asking, where is the boundary, where will the boundary of Biafra begin? And I asked the fool, where did the boundary of Nigeria begin? People from Niger come in and go as they like. Most of these idiots are from Niger. They are building a pipeline to Niger. They are building a railway line to Niger. They are building roads to Niger. Whereas where the money comes from, which is Biafra land, we don't have those infrastructure. No, we don't. But you're taking our money. You come to Onaji, you come to everybody, you come to Agule, you come to Ebo, you take our resources, sell it, get the money, and now you're building a way to get money, and you want me to be happy with you. Clap for you, one Nigeria. I think you are insane. You come to my land, we take our oil, we take our gas, we take our manpower, we take everything, our VAT, our tax, everything. You are now building a road from Katsina to Niger. Airport to Niger. Refinery to Niger. You take oil from my land, you take it to Niger, you refine it, you bring it back to me as a refined petroleum. And you're telling me that country is viable. You're telling me that Nigeria should be supported. We are in one Nigeria. You are not going anywhere and you're dying every day. Because those that they appointed to speak for you, they gave them money so that they will come out, pages of the newspapers to give the world, giving the impression that everything is okay. When things are go and see the contradictions in it. Nigeria is not working. We are marginalized. And then you come back and say Nigeria is one. You must stay in it together. Are you not foolish? These are the useless intellectuals that you have. On one hand, say Nigeria is not working. You are marginalized. You are being discriminated against. You are suffering. They are killing you everywhere. And you come back to the same place and say Nigeria must be one. Had Nigerians gotten together to say they want to be part of this useless contraption, that's entirely their business. I'm a Democrat, I'm subscribed to it. But have you asked yourself this question? Why is it that all those asking you to remain in one Nigeria has something to gain from Nigeria, or they have benefited in the past? Nothing more, nothing less. I saw the letter that Abubakar wrote to President Biden. In it, Abubakar said, come and help us fight terrorism in order to ensure that there will be no regional destabilization. That is their game plan at the U.S. State Department for very many years, until we stepped in. They keep plotting out these lies. Once Nigeria breaks up, there will be destabilization in the entire region. I said that because you don't understand African history. Most of these people are not even. When I say they say so, I'm insulting them. No, I'm not insulting you. Most of them think in Africa, we are tribal creatures in Africa. In Africa, we are tribal creatures in Africa. We always go back to our village where we are born, where our umbilical cord, our long, where it was buried. That's where we come from. That is why every Christmas, Easter, New Year festival, or August meeting, you see us migrating back to where we come from. And I keep saying these things to Africans, they don't understand it. They don't understand it. Everywhere in Africa during Christmas, if you like, be in South Africa, if you like, let it be in Kenya, you let it be in Rwanda, everybody from the capital goes to the village. If you go to Accra, the same thing happens. This past Christmas, if you like, go to Cotonou. The very oldest language on the face of this very earth. Chukwu okike abịa mapụrụ m ihe niile Chineke na onye ndị nsọ na-efe wee na-akpụ isi ala nye onye anyị na-agọzi aha nsọ ya mgbe niile onye anyị na-aja mma wee na-eto anyị enweghị iche ọzọ ewezuga gị anyị anaghị efe arụsị ọ bụ naanị gị bụ onye kere ihe niile kere eke mana onweghị onye kere ya ọ bụ ya mere ndị Igbo ji wee na-etu gị ebighị ebi ndị nsọ na-agba oche eze gị okirikiri ha na-akpụ isi ala nye gị ọbụladị ndị okenye oru abụọ na anọ bụ ndị na-atụ mkpọ ọla edo na ala ha niile so na-ede nsọ Chineke nna nke igwe n'ụtụtụ a ehihie abalị n'ụwa niile bụ ebe ụmụ gị gbasasịrị ka ụkpaka nna nke ebere dị ngọzi ka anyị na-akpọkọta ha eze ebube onye ime eluigwe wee na-arịọ gị ma mma gị na ebere gị amara gị na ọmịiko gị ebe ndị gị nọ anyị wee na-arịọ ka iru gị wee chaa n'ebe anyị nọ anyị wee na-arịọ gị eze ebube dị ngọzi ka igwe tinye ọgbaghara n'etiti ndị iro ka ha rabụ ndị kụziri ka ha wee megide anyị onye nwe m na Chineke nna dị nsọ ka aka nsị ndị dị etu a wee baa ha ọnụ ije obodo ekwensu bụ zuu wee laa ya n'iyi anyị wee na-arịọ gị onye na-adịgide ma ruo mgbe ebighị ebi biko nụ ka iwe mee ka Biafra wee bịa ọsọ ọsọ nna nke ebere na ụmụ gị atakwala n'ahụhụ anyị wee na-arịọ gị iwe na anyị ezi echiche na amamihe mmekọrịta nwanne na nwanne ịdị n'otu ọganiru ịhụnanya nke pụrụ iche onye nwe m na Chineke nna ka iwe tinye ụmụ gị ezi mmụọ nke eziokwu ma wezuga anyị aka ajọ ihe n'ime ndụ anyị nna nke ebere dị ngọzi ka ọ ga-abụ n'ikpeta maazị na Biafra ga-abịa anyị ga-aja gị mma wee too gị wee gọzie aha nsọ gị kpee isi ala nye gị bulie aha nsọ gị elu site n'ebighị ebi mara n'ebighị ka a na-arịọ gị ise ise ise. This very morning, all of you, I believe that those who are watching know who we are and why we do what we do. My name is Nnamdi Kanu. I am the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra all over this very planet Earth, the director of Radio Biafra and Biafra Television, and by the very special grace of the Most High Elohim, Chukwu Kikabia Mapurumi Henine, servant of the wonderful people of Biafra. We are live and we are direct this very morning, afternoon, or night, depending on where you are. And we start this very day by making it abundantly clear that the greatest enemy of a black man is the way that we reason. If not that the way we reason is very, very abhorrent, there is no need or reason why we should be suffering and complaining every blessed day without the courage to do something about it. When my lawyers came to see me, I had a discussion with them about how I'm going to defend myself. I told them that no court in Nigeria has jurisdiction to try me. Because since this offense was committed in England, so they said, it's only a UK court that can give a Nigerian court the authority to proceed, isn't it? Based on that, they now amended the charge again. I removed London. Location of the broadcast. Contrary to section 196, 174.
of the Terrorism Prevention Act 2022.
In violation of their own laws. In violation of their own laws. And you want me to stand trial under such circumstances? Is that possible? Nnamdi Kanu to stand trial where these shenanigans are going on? It's not possible. Anybody standing in trial or coming to try me is a terrorist. That's what they are not saying. Not me. As simple as that. Section 2, subsection 3F of Terrorism Prevention and Prohibition Act. That's what it says. Any court considered to try me is committed an act of terrorism. Yes. Very clear. You cannot violate a treaty that Nigeria entered into and then come to try that very person. It's not done anywhere in the world. So you must be aware of that. So that is why there is all these ridiculous delays. That is what the Supreme Court said. I did not jump bail. My home was invaded. They came to kill me and I survived. They came to Kenya to kidnap me, brought me back to this country and seeking to try me, which the law says cannot happen. You cannot violate a treaty that they entered into and then hope to stand on that illegality. To conduct a trial is not done anywhere in the world. And you wonder why God cost you. You don't know what justice means. You have no idea what justice means. You don't know what justice means. Useless. Your constitution says you cannot try anybody unless the law is written. Show me the written law. Show me the written law. I want you to talk to this. Show me the law. Don't try that. Don't try that. Don't try it. Don't try it. Don't try rubbish. Don't try rubbish. Useless people. You don't know law. You don't know law. Your own constitution you don't respect. Supreme Court's judgment you don't respect. Then why are we in the fight? Why are we in the court of law? Britain and Biafra, the case for genocide examined. This is the irrefutable fact and the figures pointing to the fact that Britain is complicit in genocide. If you're wondering why Biafra is not listed as a genocide case, it's because of this very article, as outlined by The Spectator, a British publication on the 26th of December 1968. That is why you can write the list of genocide all over the world. There will be no Biafra. Do you know who excluded Biafra from the list? Britain, because of the role they played. We have this very article here. It is from the Spectator archive. How Britain committed genocide. How Britain you're looking at is actually as bad as Hitler. Nazi party. We have all the proof here. The only reason why the Nazis were held to account was because the Jews were living in Europe. Biafrans are in the darkest West Africa. Nobody gives a damn about them. It is also in the Bible that they will kill you, you will cry, but nobody will come to your rescue. I am reading from Aubrey Wall's report on the 26th of December 1968, published in the Spectator newspaper of United Kingdom in Great Britain. That very publication outlined the case of genocide against the British Christianity. You must listen very, very carefully. For as long as any Christian, liberal, or humanitarian tradition survives, the year 1968 will be remembered of implementing one aspect of its peacetime foreign policy. That peacetime foreign policy is one Nigeria, because the British, they are white people. They created Nigeria because a white man created Nigeria who is a black man to try and break it. The world cleverly forgot that there was no Nigeria before the white man came. There was no Nigeria before the British came. Nigeria was created by a white man, not by African people. Your ancestors did not create one Nigeria. Your forefathers did not create one Nigeria. It was a white man, Betule, that came and created one Nigeria. The British government at the time, under Harold Wilson's Labour Party, wanted to maintain this white supremacist approach. We are white white people. How dare you black monkeys from Africa try to break something that we created? As I told you before, as I read yesterday from the scriptures, as Britain was committing genocide in Biafra land, British people did not know about it. Till tomorrow morning, ordinary British people don't know what their government did, because there was a blanket coverage all the way throughout. No independent media. People like The Spectator or the likes of Frederick Forsyth, who we are reporting, nobody was paying attention to them, because BBC decided that we must die. BBC said Biafran people must be killed. How dare you try to stop what we created in Black Africa? Who are you to create Biafra? We are God. Very few people in England have any awareness of the fact that their own country, Britain, was committing atrocity, mass murder in Black Africa. Like most Germans after the war, they will be able to say that they did not know what was being done in their name. British people don't know that their government was killing millions upon millions of people in Biafra land for the sake of the British, ordinary British, so they can be looked upon as God, that they are the creators of everything that they survey. Although photographs of the atrocities being perpetrated in Biafra have appeared in most newspapers, the general impression given by the captions and news coverage is that the children are starving to death as the result of famine brought about by the war. Lies did not begin today. Britain was going about covering their lies. But do you know that the reason why Biafra doesn't come up as a major genocide case is because Britain will be implicated in it? The same way that the world viewed Germans after the whole Nazi debacle is how the world would have viewed Britain. They don't want to be seen as mass killers, so they go about pretending. They go about suppressing the very fact that Biafrans were murdered in their millions. Who killed them? Britain and go on. Here is irrefutable fact. This very article was written by a white man saying that their country was committing genocide. Britain was committing genocide in Biafra land. Britain is complicit in the death of millions of people in Biafra land, and even their own people know it. BBC will say, oh no, it is people are starving because of famine. We don't suffer from famine in Biafra land. We have rainy season. There is no famine. We have never had any famine in Biafra land before in our history. Never. All of a sudden, there is famine. Not a single newspaper has seen it fit. Even The Spectator was angry. This very white man writing was so upset as to what was happening. Not a single newspaper in England has seen fit to point out that the children are dying as a direct and intended result of a siege which is supported by the British government. When I told you that Britain enforced air, land and sea blockade, it's called a siege, you won't believe me. But here it is being confirmed by white people. This is an article written by a white man in a British newspaper as far back as 1968, reminding the British people that you people are here pretending you don't know what is happening. Your government is killing people in Biafra. Biafran people are dying as a direct result of the blockade of Biafra land by the British. It's very clear for the world to see. Very, very clear for the world to see. And they will pay the compensation for this. We are presenting to you this very evening the irrefutable fact and figures that we did not fight Hausa Fulani, they are nobody. We fought the British. The British enforced a very criminal air, land and sea blockade to stop us from getting food and arms during the war. But Britain was writing to Russia, asking Russia to provide arms to go on. Without the British, we will take over Hausa land in 2 weeks. In 2 weeks, we take it over. It's the British supporting them. And the evidence is here for the whole world to see. Everybody must have a copy of this. Very, very critical and important. So that when you look at Britain, you know that Britain are killers. When you look at the British government, you will know that they are murderers. The same way you view Adolf Hitler is how you should view a British government, because they are also killers.
In 1776, the United States separated from the United Kingdom by declaration. Today, they are the world power. In 1830, Belgium separated from Netherlands. Today, they are one of the most powerful countries in Europe. Both of the countries. In 1965, Singapore separated from Malaysia. Today, they have transformed into global financial hub as a result of the separation. Why is it that when we call for separation, Nigeria and their criminals will be calling us terrorists? Don't fall for it. The past separation has led to the upsurge of economic development. In the case of India and Pakistan, Norway, Denmark, Switzerland, each of these separation has led to the upsurge of economic development. In 2002, East Timor separated from Indonesia. In 1921, Ireland separated from the United Kingdom. Today, they are one of the powerful countries we have. In 1944, Iceland separated from Denmark, demonstrating that nations can part away without violence. Why do you kill Biafrans? Whenever we say we are fed up of Nigeria. In Nigeria, where you have dangerous diversity, in Nigeria, where you have the northern part of Nigeria practicing Islamic State, practicing Islamic Sharia law, and they have different culture, different laws, different rules, different everything. And with that kind of mentality and setup, we can never develop as a nation. That is the reason we call for the separate state, and of course for independent state for Biafra. Apart from the killings, genocide against our people, and jihad. In 1905, Norway and Sweden separated and goes their separate ways. Today, they are one of the most powerful countries in Europe because of the separation. In 1947, India and Pakistan separated. The list can go on.
If you not believe in what we are doing, then you better get out. We're not going to stop. God knows we can never stop until Biafra is restored. We are peace-loving people. We abhor death and killing of another soul. It's in our nature, that's how we are. But because of that, they have been coming and killing us all these years. We've kept quiet. They've been killing and killing and killing quiet. We have a case at the ICC. We have a case at Africa Union. We have a case of, what else again? Pending before the UN in New York. We've been to Geneva to tender our case. Before UN, till today, nothing. In fact, the more we complain to them, the more they come to abduct and rape our children, the more they come to kill us, the more they want to take over our land and our forests. And who told them that's going to be possible in our time? In a time, in a movement that I lead, you think you can come into our land and take it over? Oh dear. That means you don't know who we are. This language on the face of this very earth.
Because I can say that from what I have just listened from you, it is just not ordinary.
Very wonderful. When my lawyers came to see me, I had a discussion with them about how I'm going to defend myself. I told them that
Welcome, 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 welcome. Thank you for joining wherever you are joining from across the world. I appreciate everyone that has been able to connect to us this morning. Please like and share the program to all platforms. Share to family and friends. Share to those who are concerned. Share to those who would like to hear us. Share to even our enemies. Get to them. Share to everyone so that we can continue to push this message across. As I have always said, this is a platform for public opinion. You are entitled to your opinion, regardless what it is. You are free to own your opinion, speak your mind, say it the way you want it. It is up to you. What we do in this platform is to present Biafra to the world as the only remedy to the failed state Nigeria. Biafra, the only remedy to the failed state Nigeria. So it doesn't matter what they think, it doesn't matter what they say, it doesn't matter where their attack is coming from, it doesn't matter what the enemies are saying and the distraction that is coming. We will continue to try as much as possible to present Biafra as the only remedy to the failed state Nigeria. In this platform, we do not come here to instigate violence. We don't come to this platform to preach hate. We do not come to this platform to attack people or individuals. All we do here is to air our opinion and allow people to also air their own opinion. You are entitled to your opinion. There's no point attacking people's opinion. Whatever they say, you are free to say yours, say your mind the way you want it. As long as we continue to dialogue, speak out, at the end of the day, we are going to arrive at a conclusion. We're going to arrive at a place where every one of us will give account to our stewardship. So I appreciate everybody that have joined this morning, and I say good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Accept my greetings according to your time zone. If you have not yet like and share the program, and we will continue to speak our mind. We will continue to do what we have to do. It doesn't matter who is involved. It doesn't matter what the world can say. It doesn't matter what people think. We will speak and we will say what we have to say. When the time comes, judgment belongs to Chukwu Kabiam. And in this world where we live, we will live and we'll see the result of everything we have done. And we are going to see the answers to the questions we are asking on a daily basis. It will definitely come. It doesn't matter how long it takes. The only thing that will make us not to witness the answers to this question or to see the truth, which is coming very, very fast, is death. And I pray by the special grace of Chukwu, every one of us will be alive to see the result, of everything we have done, everything we have said, every contribution we have made. I pray that Chukwu should keep every one of us until then. Until then, the time is coming and it's coming very, very fast. So wherever you are, you must be strong. You must be steadfast. Don't get distracted. Don't get discouraged. Continue to do that thing you feel is the right thing to do. That thing you feel that your heart convinces you that you are on the right path. I will not be the one to drive you away from the conviction your heart is giving you. If your heart convinces you that you are on the right path, hold on to it. Go on. Chukwu Kabiama is the judge. And at the appointed time, I bet you everything that is hidden will be in the open. It is not going to take a long time. The revelation is already coming, only that some of us have decided to choose what to listen to or what to hear. If not for that, a lot of revelation are coming already, more than enough for us to know what to do and how to do them. So I appreciate everyone that have been able to join this morning, and I thank you. We must continue to preach this gospel, no matter how tough, how difficult, how discouraging it is. We will continue to speak. So this morning we have come and we are going to speak on a very important topic, which is the ethnic divide in Nigeria. The ethnic divide in Nigeria. Nigeria is not one. the unjust, the injustice they don't want you to talk about. That is what we are going to talk about today. The ethnic divide in Nigeria. Nigeria is not one. The injustice they don't want you to talk about. That is what we are going to talk about today. You know, in this platform, we go into those topics they don't want to hear. Those topics that our enemies do not want to hear. The Janjaweed do not want to hear. Those topics that they don't want to hear, that made them to take our Supreme Nationality away from us. Those topics that made them say that they want to restrict Mazen Nandekano from the media. Those topics that made them to take away our Prime Minister Mazen Simon Ekpa. Those truths that they are scared of. We will continue to speak about them in this platform. We will continue to use those topics, and we will continue to give voice to Mazen Nandekano, give voice to Mazen Simon Ekpa at every given opportunity that we have. For the little freedom that we still enjoy, we will continue to give them a voice to speak. Mazen Nandekano will never be silenced. Neither will Mazen Simon be silenced. So today, we are going on this topic. And remember, in this platform, it is an interactive section. It doesn't matter how heated it is. Sometimes we become so emotional and we get out of control. But at the same time, we still come back and we go on what we are doing. We can disagree to agree. So when there is disagreement, do not get discouraged. There is bound to be disagreement. But in the midst of that disagreement, answers come. All you need to do is that when you are hearing an argument or you're hearing a disagreement, pay attention. You will learn a lot of lessons. Some of the questions you are asking yourself or you're asking in secret places will be answered. Those are the importance of those interactions, those arguments, those words, those public outbursts. You learn a lot from it. It is not gossip. It is meant to teach you. That is why I always say we don't focus on, sometimes we look for whom to attack or we look to whom to blame or whatever. No. It is not just that. Sometimes when we learn lessons, you don't use what you have seen or what you have heard to attack your brother or your sister. Some things that you see or some things you hear is for your own security to guide yourself. Sometimes even from your enemy, even from people that disagree with you. Sometimes when they voice their out, when they open their mouth and speak, you gain information that can use to protect yourself against the impending doom that is coming. You get answers to the questions that you are asking in secret places. That is why when there is confrontations, keep quiet and listen carefully. Pick points. In every nonsense that you hear, there will always be a sense in it. That is why I always say that everybody is important. In every nonsense, at every given point in time, there is always a sense in that nonsense. That is why it is always good to allow everybody to speak their mind, voice their opinion, say it the way they want it. Sometimes those truths are hard to hear. Even though sometimes, even when you allow such things to be said, you are not comfortable. Try to hold yourself. Try to hold yourself. At the end of the day, all things will work for good to them that trust you, to them that are sincere. Every single thing, including argument and confusions, will work for your own good. It will be a lesson to prepare you for things ahead. So many of us that have been on this very issue, on this very journey, paying attention all the time, you must have seen so many fights, so many arguments, so many confusions. And you must have been asking yourself so many questions. Every time there's a confrontation, it answers a question. It answers an argument. It gives you an information to secure yourself. It points to the direction where you should go. It helps you to make your decision. So I want you all to pay attention and take everything on the positive note. When the time comes, if you have a superior argument, don't be scared. Don't be discouraged. Feel free to join without attacking or insulting anybody. Make your opinion. You are entitled to it. You are not going to force anybody to listen to you or to agree with you. Neither will I force anybody to agree with me on listening. I can't force you to agree with me on listening. All I do is to speak my mind and opinion, dig deep into issues, and allow you to make up your mind. The decision always remains yours. Because at the end of the day, we will all face the consequence of our action. You will face yours, I will face mine. Every one of us will give account of our stewardship at the long term. By the time we return back to our homeland, which every one of us is dreaming, including the politicians, including those who say they don't support Biafra. Whatever angle or group you are, our target is to go home, and we will all return home. You cannot stop anybody from coming into Biafra. Everybody, the good, the bad, and the ugly, will all come home. The only difference is that there will be a rule of law. Not like the Zoological Republic. The law of Biafra will decide your fate. If you commit any crime in the course of the journey, you will face the full wrath of the law. If I commit any crime in the course of the journey, I will face the full wrath of the law. And I want you to remember that internet never forgets. That is the most important thing. Like those of us who come online to speak every day, everything we speak will stand either for us or against us. That is why our own case is different. If you are there hiding yourself under the comment section, or you're hiding yourself, you're not speaking out, you're not presenting yourself, your own case is better. But for those of us who are putting our face on the line, speaking on daily face, even when we go back to Biafra land, every single thing we have said or done online will stand either for us or against us. That is why you must be careful what you do. Those of us on media, we must be careful what we do, what we say, and how we say them. Internet never forgets. Sometimes you see people digging something as far back as 1960s. Dig information. You see us play video here of things that happened when we were not even born. All the way from amalgamation to independence, we still dig out information and bullshit. So, in this age and time of technology, you can imagine, in those days when technology is not advanced, we can still be able to capture some information, some videos, evidences. How much more now that technology has gone to a different level? Every single thing we say, we stand for us or stand against us. You don't need to fight. You don't need to insult. You don't need to exert your energy. Whatever we do today, even when we are gone, our generation unborn will see. It will either be a support, a proud, something they will be proud of, or something they will be ashamed of. So in anything you are doing, if you are not considering these things, please do consider. If you are not considering, I know that most of us, we black people, we don't consider about the future of those who are coming behind us. So many of us, we don't consider leaving the road clear for people who are behind us. That is why you see what is happening in politics in Nigeria. You see politicians. A politician, a black politician, will destroy his own entire lineage. He doesn't care. That is why a 90-year-old man will still be contesting for president in Africa. Somebody who has had great-grandchildren, he couldn't even have the trust to allow his children to go and run, win the election, and run the country. A great-grandfather will still be running a country that he doesn't know what is happening. Only in Africa. But in other places in the West, the difference is that they lay a foundation, play their part, and they give way. Their children will take their footsteps. Sometimes their children will win election because of them. But tell me, how can you vote for somebody who his great-grandfather remained in position until 90 years old? And tomorrow, when you see his son coming into near anywhere politics, will you vote for that person? Of course you will not. You will not. Check all the people that they call strong men in Nigeria, all those who they call their founding fathers, all the people they call heroes and whatever. How many of their children are taking their steps? How many of their children are replacing them? How many of their children are making difference? In their so-called love Nigeria, how many of their children are making difference? How many of their children? None of them. So when we are doing anything we are doing, we should think about legacy, what we are leaving behind. We should also think those who are coming behind us. We should also think what is going to happen. It is very, very important. So, my fellow Biafrans, we have come once again, as I always say, to go into a topic, one of those topics they don't want to talk about. We will speak about it for as much as we can. And those who have a contrary opinion, suggestions, or contribution should equally come in and make their contribution when the time comes. Whether you are watching on TikTok, or you're watching on Facebook, or you're watching us on YouTube, wherever you're watching, I welcome you and I appreciate you for being part of this program. No matter what happens, do not get discouraged. Continue to stand firm and focused. We shall get to destination. It's a question of time. It's a question of time. We will be alive and we will see the result of everything we have said and done. Do not get discouraged. Even though sometimes when you see certain things, as human being, you get discouraged. You begin to wonder, does it really work it? But yet, we will still stand strong and continue to move on. My fellow Biafrans, lovers of freedom across the world, wherever you are watching from, I welcome every one of you to this broadcast once again today. Today, we are confronting the truth that Nigerian political class has tried to bury for decades. For decades, the Nigerian political class tried to bury this truth. A truth that affects every ethnic group, every region, every young person who is tired of a system that continues to fail us. It is only some ignorant people out of their hatred and wickedness that when we speak as Biafrans, they get agitated, they get angry. When they hear us speak as Biafrans, instead of them to focus on the real problem which affects every ethnic group, every race and religion, they will not focus on it. Their own problem is these people that call themselves Biafrans. Why is it that they are talking? Why wouldn't you pay attention and speak about your own region? Why is Biafra your problem? Why? Why is Biafra your problem? All we do is to speak a truth that affects every ethnic group, every region, every young person who is tired of the system that continues to fail every one of us. Yes. Unfortunately, when we talk about it, some people get angry. They get agitated. Simply because it is about Biafra. Nigeria is divided. Not by the people, but by the injustice at the foundation of the forceful union. The division of Nigeria is foundational, is systemic. It is not just ordinarily divided by the people. No. The kind of division you have in Nigeria, it is not just ordinarily by the people. It is a division by the injustice at the foundation of the forced union. So when we talk about this issue, that is why we are calling for this integration. It is not a problem you will just solve on the surface. Because the problem is foundational. The division, the divide in Nigeria is foundational from the root. The injustice was put in place from the root by the British. The lies, the fraud, the terrorism was put in place from the foundation. Every single thing that is playing out in Nigeria today didn't just start yesterday. This very conversation is not about hate. It is not about attacking any group. It is about truth, history, justice, and the right of every people to decide their own future. I don't know why some people get offended when we discuss about these topics. When we speak about the forced union of different countries to be one, some people get angry. They don't want to hear it. The Nigerian government, the British don't want to hear it. The West don't want to hear it. The root of the problem, the root of the genocide you are hearing about in Nigeria today is foundational. You can see the message of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu that he played, where he spoke about the role the British played in the genocide against Biafra, the injustice, the genocide that they have denied up to today. The genocide committed by the British government, which their citizens, most of them, were not aware. The article that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu read in that video I played was written by a British man. That is why I tell you there are good people everywhere. There are bad people everywhere. Even in the UK, there are good people. During the Civil War, there were people from the United Kingdom who were making case for Biafra. I have played their video here several times. Who were making an argument for Biafra. The article that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu read there was written by a British man about the genocide that the British government committed in Biafra land. Nigeria was not formed out of agreement. This is the truth that they don't want you to hear. They don't want us to talk about. They want us to accept things just because they said it. But when you confront them with this truth, they come with violence. They come with hate. They come with tagging you a terrorist because of a simple truth. It is because of this truth that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was forcefully sentenced in Nigeria, kidnapped in Kenya, and the British refused to say anything because they don't want their genocidal act to be remembered. It is still because of their genocidal act. That is why today, while the world is talking about the Christian genocide in Nigeria, the British are still silent in it. They are silent in it because this genocide started from them. They started that genocide from them against the Biafran people, the Biafran Christians, the Judo-Christians of Biafra. They started it. And because of that, they don't want to get involved. They are silent in it. When we say Nigeria was not formed out of agreements, they don't want to hear it. They don't want this information to go out. Nigeria wasn't created because the ethnic group sat down and said, let us build a nation together. That never happened. The contraption you are seeing today was never found because ethnic groups sat down and said, let us build a nation together. We never made such agreement. It was forced, enabled by colonial decision without consulting the owners of the land. Nigeria was formed without any consultations whatsoever. This message have come again and again, and it is because of this truth that they are holding Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. It is because of this truth they are holding Mazi Simon Ekpa, and we will not stop speaking about it. We will say it over and over and over and over, if possible, every blessed day in our program. For those who will pretend they're not hearing, to hear it, it will continue to sound in their ear until they could not be able to bear it. And they will allow us to go. The North never negotiated with the East to be together. The West never negotiated with the South to be together. Different nations with completely different culture and belief system were merged into one country and told to function as a single entity by force. from the beginning. The union lacked consent. And any union without consent cannot survive long time. It is impossible. Any union without consent cannot survive long time. Never. It can never survive long time. It doesn't matter how you force it. It doesn't matter how you pretend about it. It doesn't matter what to do. It can never stand. We do not have this system. We do not have the same ethnic value system. Our value system is not the same. And this value system is the heart of the divide you see in that contraption called Nigeria. Value system. Nigeria contains multiple nations with different culture belief, different political expectations, different religious ideology, different economic philosophies, different approaches to justice, accountability, and leadership. We are not in resemblance to anything in the North. That is why today you see the North are pushing for a different thing. The Southwest is pushing for a different thing, and the Southeastern region is pushing for a different thing. That is why the terrorism is going on in Nigeria, because some people want to force every other region to behave like them, to adopt their own belief, to adopt their own political system, to adopt their own religion, to adopt their own philosophy. And they want to force it on others. The same forceful method that was used from amalgamation, the same forceful method that the British used to create Nigeria, that same forceful method is what some section of that contraption today is using to force everybody to align into their own belief, into their own expectation, into their own ideology, into their own philosophy. And you think it's going to happen. It's not going to work. That is why you are seeing the terrorism you are seeing today. That is coming all the way from the northern part of Nigeria, consuming the entire nation. When we speak about terrorism coming from the north, it is not a blackmail, not a hate speech, and not a propaganda. Every single terrorist group we have in Nigeria have their base in the north. All their foot soldiers are Fulanis. Fulanis provide food soldiers to all the terrorist group. We have even lost count. We don't know how many they are in the northern part of Nigeria as we speak. And their mission is one thing: to take over the entire nation and make people follow their own belief, follow their own expectation, follow their own ideology, follow their own philosophy by force. Some groups believe in merit. In that contraption where you see, some people believe in merit, innovation, and accountability. Others believe in hierarchy, patronage, and power control. Some believe in freedom and open society. Others prefer centralization and rigid structure. This is the reality of Nigeria. This is the divide we are talking about. It is foundational, and there is nothing any human being can do about it. The only solution remains disintegration of the zoological republic. Let every man go their separate ways. Build a nation that you feel suits you. Build a nation with people of like manner that have the same value system like you do. When this completely different value system clash inside one political structure, the result is tension, mistrust, and instability. When you take people from different structure, different value system, and you force them into one entity, you force them to be together and begin to answer one name and operate in one circle. The result is tension, mistrust, and instability, which is what is present in Nigeria today. You see people come to their national TV and they will tell you that Nigeria is sitting on a keg of gunpowder. Tension. Why is Nigeria sitting on a keg of gunpowder? It's because of the divide that is down there in the foundation. That the only thing that can stop is disintegration of Nigeria, allowing people to go to their own areas and create a country that suits them. This is why Nigeria keeps struggling and will keep struggling until their kingdom come. Nigeria is not one nation. It is multiple nations forced into one space. It is not one nation. It is not, has never been. There is injustice in the system. The zoological republic system, there is a great injustice in it. For decades, different groups have complained about unequal representation, lopsided appointment, marginalization, political dominance, economic imbalance, selective justice. These complaints continue to come. And it will continue, it will not stop. When one region controls the key institution of government, when one region dominates the military structure, when decisions are taken on benefit certain group or to benefit certain groups at the expense of others, how can you expect unity? These things are daily occurrence in Nigeria that is undeniable. You can continue to deny it for all I care, but the truth remains the truth. You can continue to deny it. The truth remains. Unity cannot exist where injustice strives. Never. Unity cannot exist where equality is ignored. Never. Unity cannot exist when one group feels like the master and the other feels like prisoner, just like the Biafrans feel today. Not just that we feel, Nigeria has made Biafrans prisoners in their own land. Nigeria has made Biafrans prisoners through their structures, through the way they do things, through their selective approach, through their laws, through all the attacks they are presenting. They have made Biafrans prisoners in their own land. Selective justice, the marginalization, the ill treatment, the genocidal moves against Biafrans. They have made us prisoners in our own land, using even our own politicians against us. For how long are we going to continue to be silent? This is the reality Nigeria are living in today. This is the reality they don't want to talk about. This is the reality that is facing Nigeria that nobody wants to talk about. But we will talk about it. We will speak of it. It doesn't matter what happens. It doesn't matter how they attack. You're wasting your time. Do I care? As if I care. I will always do my part to speak to the world, to capture the attention of those that matter, because I know it takes only one man to change the situation. When I speak to the international communities. I speak to those that matters. That is our focus. Nigeria will continue to fail. Nigeria will continue to sink until the right thing is done. Disintegration. Some of them will come and tell you, oh, Nigeria will get better. In your dreams. How can Nigeria get better when it cannot even agree on what better means? How can Nigeria get better when it cannot even agree on what being better means? In Nigeria, every single terminology means a different thing. Genocide means different thing. Self-determination means different thing. Restructuring means a different thing. Justice means different thing. The rule of law means different thing. How can a country be better in such situation? It will never happen. In your dreams, it will never be better. No matter how you think it's going to be better, it will never ever get better. It will get worse. Take it to the bank. It will get worse. In that Georgia Republic, one group wants decentralization, another insists on centralization. One group wants freedom of expression, another wants restriction. One group values education and development, another prioritizes power retention. This is the reality of the Zoological Republic. This clashing vision makes progress impossible, and it will continue to make progress in Nigeria impossible. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what you think. It doesn't matter what you feel. Nigeria is like forcing people with opposite value to build one house. The house will never stand. It will never, ever stand. It will never stand. We must always be honest. Speak honestly about the only two logical solutions. We must be honest. We must be honest. Try to be honest at all times. It doesn't matter. People might call you a name. People might push lies against you. They might push their propaganda against you. It doesn't really matter. As long as you know you are speaking the truth and standing on the fact, go ahead. Trying to make campaign against somebody or rally around again, it will not lead you to anywhere. Your attack against me or against anybody cannot take you anywhere. You only end up destroying yourself. You think you are destroying me. You think you are speaking about, you are destroying yourself. Every single solution has been put on the table to the zoo. They rejected it. Even when our eternal leader gave them option for restructuring, they never took it. Mazin Nande can also give them option for restructuring. They didn't take it. They didn't take the restructuring. What they always talk about is the audio restructuring, audio by mouth. Many of them did campaign. They campaigned with it, including the drug baron there. Now he campaigned in their campaign. They said they were going to restructure. All you see is political packaging. But when it comes to the real thing, you will never see them or hear them do anything. They give different kinds of meaning to reasonable things. They intentionally they change the meanings to everything. Restructuring that we know that is regional control of resources. They deny it. They don't know the meaning anymore. Ethnic groups govern themselves. They deny to know what it means. Instead, they will tell you to go to your local government. Decentralization of power, they pretend they don't know what it means. Each region should be allowed to grow according to their own value system. That doesn't make sense to them. And yet they answer federal. Everything about Nigeria is fake. They answer Federal Republic of Nigeria. And yet, when it comes to federalism, they do nothing about it. You can't be answering federal. You can't be claiming to be practicing federalism, and yet, your country is so rigid and controlled by one particular set of people. Federalism, that was borrowed from the people you borrowed it from are doing excellently well with it. Regional control of their resources. Even in the United States, states control their region, control their resources. Some states make their laws. But in Nigeria, because of the agenda to control, to take over, and to rule, they will never allow people to do what they have to do. The people who claim to be the cabals, owners of Nigeria, will never allow people to do what they will never allow people to take charge. They will never allow people to take control. They will never allow people to pass their message. We call for a peaceful separation. We call for a peaceful separation, self-referendum. We call for referendum. They never want to hear it. They will tell you referendum is not in their constitution. But we know that in Nigeria, referendum have been used on several occasions. Referendum have been used on several occasions in Nigeria. Referendum was used to create a Midwestern state. Referendum was used to create Midwestern state. And a group in the north, is it Adamawa or what, was also brought into Nigeria through a referendum. And these idiots know that you must not have a referendum in your constitution for you to use it. But because of their wickedness, they continue to reject it. We call for peaceful, democratic separation from this forceful marriage. They don't want to hear it. Referendum is not violence. Referendum is not hostility. Self-determination is a right recognized globally. Self-determination is a right recognized globally across the whole world. If values do not align, if injustice keeps growing, if the system is not working, then the people have the right to decide their own future. Peacefully, democratically, respectfully. People have the right to make their choice. People have the right to make their choice. That is why the conversation about Biafra, Oduduwa, Arewa, Middle Belt, autonomy is becoming louder every day and remains the only solution. It remains the only solution. It doesn't matter what you say, what you do, how you do it. It remains the only solution. Because people want a nation that reflects their culture, their belief, their values. That is the nation that people want. Why dividing by value system makes sense. A country divided according to value system means less conflict. When we continue to shout about creating countries according to value system, it is very important. Very, very important, because it means less conflict. It means more development. It means stronger governance, real accountability, cultural harmony, respect between nations instead of forced unity. That is what it is. People thrive when they live under systems that align with their worldview. That is when people strive. This is why Nigeria today believe that the future lies not in the forced union. The future of the zoo lies not in the forced union, but in peaceful coexistence as separate nations with mutual respect. That is where we are. What the future could look like. A future where each region controls its destiny. That is what we are looking for. A future where development is based on merit, not political favoritism. A future where leadership is chosen by competence, not ethnic politics. A future where every child grows up knowing they belong in a system that reflects their values. A future of cooperation instead of competition. A future of peace instead of tense. This future is possible, but only when people start demanding it. That is why we are demanding it. We must continue to demand for it. No matter how angry people might be, at the end of the day, you will be vindicated. We will continue to make our demand. We will continue to make our requests. We will continue to ask for it. It doesn't matter. Always stand on the truth. It doesn't. Sometimes when you are standing the truth, at the end of the day, you see that you are alone. Sometimes you look as if you are just on your own. You are the only voice speaking. You are not alone. Don't get discouraged. Sometimes it will feel as if you are the only voice. You are the only person. You are not. There are many people out there. Some don't have confidence to speak out. But if you have that grace to speak up, continue to speak. My people, the first step to freedom is awareness. We must continue to create awareness. That is the first step to freedom, awareness. Speak up. Share this message. Challenge injustice. Question the system. Demand fairness. Demand accountability. Demand a future that reflects values of our people. Even if people do not agree with you, don't worry. It's a question of time. Do not worry. The time of silence is over. The time of silence is over. The time of truth have arrived. If you're one of those who is scared of the truth, I'm sorry to disappoint you. The time of the truth have arrived. This conversation must continue until every group in Nigeria understands their right to choose the system that represents them. We call on all groups, all ethnic groups. It doesn't matter where you belong. It doesn't matter who you are. It doesn't matter what you believe. Present your case and stand your ground. And I pray that Chukwu Okikabia will give us that grace, that confidence, and that strength to engage in this battle. Fight the battle until it is won and never look back. Fight the battle until it is won. The contraption called Nigeria today, every blessed day you go to their media, you see that the divide is increasing. The divide is increasing more than you can ever imagine. But it is much more painful when you see that the divide is now even extending into us, those of us who claim to be fighting for Biafra. Some of us prefer dividing ourselves. We prefer dividing ourselves more. Not even Nigerian divide. The sickness, the illness of Nigeria is now affecting even the regions. The illness of Nigeria is affecting even the Yoruba group are divided, very much divided. The Middle Belt are also divided. Are you talking about Biafra? Biafra now is more than divided than you can ever imagine. Biafra is divided. That some people, even when you talk about unity, they don't even want to hear it. That is how bad it has become. Abnormality has been accepted as normal today. In the cause of Biafra, some people accept abnormality as normal. They believe it is normal to be divided. Some will even come and preach it and tell you that it is normal to be divided. I have come across so many people who are preaching that it is normal to be divided and you should not divide. You shouldn't speak in one voice. And when you talk about speaking in one voice, they get angry. But are you going to stop me from speaking about that? That's impossible. I don't care. Even if it is only one person that is sincere and listening, I will never change my message. Never, ever. When I started, I didn't start because of any idiot. I started because it is about me. It's about my future. It's about my generation unborn. That is why I started. And I'm not going to look back. I will continue to preach the message. The truth and nothing but the truth. Whatever I say, if I preach wrongly, it will judge me at the end. And it will not, in my own lifetime, I will see the judgment. The judgment is going to come very soon. Some of you are just thinking it's not going to take time. Very soon, the result of all this noise we are making on the line will come. And I thank Chukwu that we have videos as evidence to give account of what we have said or what we have done in the course of the journey. That is why I don't bother myself. I don't give a damn about what you think or what you feel or how you're going to do it. All I know is to do what I feel is right to do. It is about my own future. It's about my unborn generation. I'm here to serve my generation, not to serve any individual or persons or group. No. I pray that Chukwu will give us the grace to be able to open our ears to the truth and hear it. And also recognize the truth when you see it. It doesn't matter who is coming from. It doesn't matter who. Sometimes even the truth will come from your enemy. The truth you are running away from, that truth you don't want to hear. There are certain truths that even you yourself that is watching me, you are scared of speaking about it. You know it is the truth, but you are scared. You don't want to talk about it. You don't want to confront it. Sometimes it comes from your enemy. Your enemy confront you with the reality. Your enemies confront you with the realities that you don't want to hear. But no matter how we run away from it, I want you to remember that we have only one destination: to pursue our freedom. The only arch enemy I know that we have is Nigerian government. As for Biafra, I don't have any Biafran as my enemy. It doesn't matter what you do. It doesn't matter what you say. It can abuse me. You can curse me. You can call me different kinds of names. It doesn't make sense. I see that as frustration. People who have lost their focus. It doesn't make any sense for me. And that is why I don't pay attention and listening to gossips. I don't call anybody. Nobody calls me. If you call me, if I feel, I pick your call. If I don't like, if I feel you don't have any important thing to say, I won't pick your call. Or for me, calling people. In this Biafra struggle, I don't do that. I'm focused, and that is why I maintain my sanity. I maintain my sanity because I restrict the kind of discussions I engage in. The ultimate problem we have is the zoological republic and the West that are supporting the evil, and we must do everything humanly possible to bring them down and hunt them down. Today they are holding our screen as in Nandekam. Why are they holding him? The only reason Mazen Nanekane is detained is because he won't be afraid. And it has been made clear. They have made him offers. We're going to try to go to a video. An interview that was granted to Showore. We're going to play that Showore interview so that we can be able to elaborate on that very interview with Showore. From there, we can go on. Let's take a little break and then we come back and we play the program of Showore interview they have.
Going to pray in the language of heaven, the very oldest language on the face of this very earth.
Because I can say that from what I have just listened from you, it is just not ordinary.
Very wonderful. When my lawyers came to see me, I had a discussion with them about how I'm going to defend myself. I told them that
You're welcome back. You're welcome back. You're welcome back. Let us listen to this very interview that was granted to Showore. Let us digest this very interview and hear the point that Showore wants to make here. He made some great points there. And let us hear what he has to say.
They were actually supposed to have jailed Nnamdi Kanu on November 10th. But they realized at the last minute that it was Ken Saro-Wiwa's same day that they killed Ken Saro-Wiwa. Second, the sentence was supposed to be a death sentence. But because they could not get, the support they needed to carry it out, they decided to make it life. Omotosho, as of the time he went for a break to come and read the judgment, was still what he had in his hand was a judgment for death sentence. If you see the passion with which he was reading the allegations against Nnamdi Kanu, one, the laborious and tedious way it was going on, he didn't write the judgment. You could tell from his demeanor and his action that this was not Used too much, a lot of mistakes. He couldn't mention his name, he says everything properly. And secondly, when he went back, they have to have another meeting with him. He said, look, I don't think we can carry out the death sentence. And that was why they settled for life. And then they imprisoned him, they settled for life, and took him to Sokoto the next day. They spent $10 million to go and bring Nnamdi Kanu from Kenya. But this is a sham trial. If you spend $50,000, you'll be able to get Toji. If you put $50,000 on the ground in Zamfara or Sokoto and say, I want to get Toji, I'm sure there are enough hunters with that money who will go and fish him out. But they are not interested because they are partners in crime, in the business of terrorism. Because the number one organization in this country is Nigerian government. You heard it from me.
All right, on today's edition is a human rights activist, politician, as a matter of fact, one of the very face, we can call him the very face of activism in Nigeria right now, Omoyele Sowore, who is also the national chairman of the African Action Congress. All right, you have earned the reputation as Nigeria's most fearless activist. When did you first realize speaking truth to power was a calling for you?
Well, I think I realized very early in life when I was confronted with the brutality of Nigerian state when I was 10 years old. My village was invaded by the people you call Mopol now, or the Kill and Go police, because of an altercation between them and the youths on Christmas Eve in 1980. So the brutality, the trauma, and the degradation we followed that night as a family, as a community, forced me into a space where I said to myself, perhaps there might be an opportunity in the future. If I live to be old enough to speak to the power, I will confront these people. That was 10 years old. Of course, that is the internalization of that decision. The externalization, of course, unraveled as I went to secondary school, where you had to confront teachers, principals, and then when I got to the university, I had to confront principalities. And this was made up of vice chancellors of the University of Lagos and eventually the military government. And ever since then, everybody in power, whether you're police, army, civil defense, a governor, a senator, anybody that's abused power, we try to speak truth to that power and confront without fear. I guess that's what I mean by fearlessness.
You don't fear for your life?
Oh, no, not anymore. I just had gotten to a point in life where I know that what is holding a lot of people back from what is right and just, the majority, is fear of death. And that death is going to come anyways, whether you're afraid or not. Yeah, it's a necessary end.
What are your thoughts with the spate of kidnappings of school children across the length and breadth of the country under President Bola Tinubu, especially considering the circumstances under which we are told they are released or they walked away, they escaped, and so on? How does it project this government?
Well, you must look at it from the point of view of the Nigerian state itself. And that's regardless of those who are in power now. But as of today, it has escalated to this point because over the years, you just had leaders who did nothing for the country to make the country have a safe, secure, and prosperous future. Even though we've made so much money from resources that we didn't put there, certainly very great resources. But of course, the current managers are the same set of people who promise you that they'll turn the country into a Dorado, but they have turned into a Hobbesian state. You know what Thomas Holland's most important quote is, he said, it has become a place where life is solitary, very poor, nasty, brutish, and short. That's where Nigeria is today, it's a Hobbesian state. And it was because the current president was one of the architects of the Nigeria that we have today. It didn't start today. He's been a senator. He was senator in 1992.
How do you mean by what Nigeria is today? He's an architect of it.
Because he was one of the people who even people thought they fought for democracy. Never really fought for democracy. They were fighting to get power. And when they didn't get power in 1993, they ran away. And what were they doing when they left the country? He pretended, alongside some others, to be fighting for democracy. But he was actually dealing in drugs, heroin.
And that's an allegation.
It's not an allegation. It's stated in a U.S. District Court for official hearing that I was the first to obtain physically on the outskirts of Chicago, where it had been taken after the case was concluded in 1993. It had been taken to the archives. I purchased a copy of that for $76. I can't forget. So, and then when they came back into power, having engaged in all kinds of dealings with the military that was living. And he was Lagos State Governor for 8 solid years. What did they do in Lagos? They decided that they would take whatever belongs to the people of Lagos and convert it to their own private accounts and enterprises. And that's how we came about a tax collection procedure by a company owned by Tinubu, known as Alphabet. And from there, one of the most vibrant economies in Africa, Lagos' 6th largest economy, was looted. And Lagos today, if it rained, does easily go underwater. If the money was spent, they made in Lagos and developing Lagos probably will compete favorably with Amsterdam, or even better. I'm just giving you the background so that you can understand why I said that. So when you now reward such a character with the presidency of Nigeria, what do you expect? And you look at the ones who work with Buhari, kept Buhari for a second term, and you know what Buhari did to this country, and you know what their political party is doing to the country. And you know what they are doing today, ruining democracy, engaging in unbelievable manipulation of the judiciary or the judicial process. They are engaging in some of the worst set of people that can run a country. Is in power today. It is difficult, I must say, to tell you who is the worst set of people to govern Nigeria, because I've never seen a good one, as to say, but successively, the worst is always the correct. So, and then you take away the right of Nigerians to freely elect their leaders by manipulating the National Electoral Commission, or the Independent National Electoral Commission. And for those of us who told you that INEC is a political party as opposed to being an electoral commission, you saw what they did. The man who just left less than 3 months ago has been offered an ambassadorship, effectively giving him immunity to answer for his crimes in the 2023 election. So that is how I came about my conclusion that you shouldn't have expected anything better. Yes.
I will still return to the kidnap, but somehow this also aligns with why you seem to be having fresh charges against you, calling the IGP illegal and the president a criminal on social media. Do you regret those statements?
No.
Or do you stand by them?
I was offered the opportunity to recant before they wrote me a letter. They wrote Facebook a letter, they wrote Twitter a letter. No, they wrote Twitter first. Twitter brought it to my attention that they want them to take down my position on Twitter. And I said, no, I don't want to. And then they wrote Facebook. And the DSS wrote me directly that they want me to apologize and take down my tweets or posts. And I refused. So if I regret it, why would I refuse and opt to go for a criminal charge to deal with that? I'm going to be charged tomorrow for that offense at the Federal High Court officially, alongside Facebook and Twitter. But Twitter is not making any appearance. They refuse to enter an appearance because they know it's a sham. Facebook has entered appearance because Facebook has a way of dealing with all this government. It's all about money. So And as I've always stated in the past, the social media companies have become your new colonial rulers. Yes. Because they pretty much tell you what to say, what you can't say, where to, which angle of your body can be taken and uploaded. And they own everything you upload there. Most people don't read the agreements before they sign up. They own it. They sell your information freely as they want. And Facebook just had an agreement with the Nigerian government to settle out of court. And most Nigerians didn't ask, why did Facebook accept to pay $32 million to the Nigerian government to settle out of court? Because they found out that Facebook breached the privacy of Nigerians online by selling information of their users, over 40 million of them, without their permission. They can't do that in the US, they can't do that in Europe. But they can do that here because we're inferior to them because of the kind of leaders we have. If they were found to have committed the same offense in Europe or the US, you won't be talking about $32 million. You'll be talking about billions of dollars in restitution.
Let's go back to the state of kidnappings.
Yes.
And the manner in which the people so kidnapped are released, giving room to all kinds of narratives and conspiracy theories. What's your take on it, and how does it?
So you have to understand that what is afflicting Nigeria today is the failure to protect the people of Nigeria. The security agencies have failed in their duties. And that brings me back to the reason why I call the IG illegal. You are illegal Inspector General of Police if you continue to remain in office while you are not a policeman. The primary law that governs policing, or who determines or defines a police officer, is the Police Act. And what the Police Act says that the person who is Inspector General of Police must be a policeman. So, but if you are retired, you cannot be called a policeman anymore. That is why you are not different from the guy who was caught in Lagos, a sergeant who had retired, but went back on the highway wearing it. It was the same IG that announced his arrest and prosecution. But you have retired since September of 2024, as having served the police for 35 years. Every policeman is only allowed to serve for 35 years. That law hasn't changed. So anybody who goes around wearing a police uniform after he's retired is acting illegally. So, but his alibi or excuse is that he was appointed by the president to that position. The president cannot carry out an illegality because he's president. He has to conform with the laws of the land. And it's been made very clear where an act of parliament it contradicts the constitution of the country. They can't know this constitution superseded. I must say now that I even don't believe in this 1999 constitution because it was the sons of praise of the Nigerian military when they were leaving power. It wasn't made by Nigerian people. So that in itself is one of our biggest problems. But that's my explanation. So all the security agencies just have no capacity, destroy the capacity to work or do or deliver on their mandates because of corruption, incompetence, and collusion. We're seeing the police and army today failing, the DSS failing. We are not asked about the Nigerian Navy. Do you know that the job of the Nigerian Navy has been contracted out in this country to a private company? Do you know that? The Navy cannot operate in up to 35% of Nigeria waterways. The entire Niger Delta region, the Navy has no power whatsoever to intercept boats, ships, canoes leaving and entering Nigeria waterways or coming to land. It's only in Lagos that they have that capacity or right. In the Niger Delta region, it's privatized. So, you know what I mean now. That is why the presidential spokesperson came and told you that they know the kidnappers. They have their phone numbers. They have a Rolodex of kidnappers. They have Rolodex of bandits. And that's because they're engaging, as a result of their own failure, in what they call non-kinetic engagements, in which they fail to crush where people are found to have violated human rights and have killed unlawfully, which is only states and these agencies are allowed to kill unlawfully or hold somebody. These are crimes against humanity, by the way, but because they have been compromised too much, including in the recruitment process, where you recruit Boko Haram militants that you claim are rehabilitated. And let me shock you that the Nigerian government actually has a rehabilitation center for Boko Haram in Gombe State. And they spend more money on those rehabilitation than they spend on any Nigerian university, federal university. So they have set the grounds for what you are saying over time. And they're just playing on your intelligence as citizens by claiming that, oh, we are looking for kidnapped persons. The truth is that today, if someone is kidnapped and you go to the police will warn you not to go and make noise about the kidnapping. Because if you go and start making noise, the kidnappers will call you that the police has told them that you are becoming very stubborn and obstinate.
Nigeria.
And that they'll come and kidnap you. And they will do that without anybody being able to protect you. A kidnapper can write a letter, or a group of kidnappers can write a letter to a community that they are coming on so dates to kidnap whomever they find, and nobody can protect you. What does that tell you? It's failure of Nigerian state. Yes, Nigeria is a failed state.
Let me take you back to the
when we say Nigeria is a failed state, when we say Nigeria is a failed state, some people will take it maybe we are making noise, we are just saying it. Look at Showore. Showore is a one Nigerianist as far as I know, even though he has a different mindset. I don't agree with him 100% in all the things that he's saying, but to a very great sense, I agree with him. To a very great level, I agree with Showore 100%. Look at him. In their own national TV, Showore is telling that Nigeria is a failed state. The only place where we have disagreement is in the solution. Showore is not supporting disintegration, as he has always said that he's a Pan-Africanist. Me personally, I don't want to get involved in any Pan-African nonsense. Whenever you speak about this Pan-African, I don't see any reality in it. I don't see any sincerity in Pan-Africanism. Because before you begin to talk about Pan-African, before you remove something in the eye, somebody's eye, remove that one that is in your eye yet first. You must first of all build your home, get yourself prepared before you begin to invite others to come in. That is where I disagree with Showore. Look at him here, opening his own mouth and say that Nigeria is a failed state. The same thing we are saying on our programs. The same thing the Biafran people are crying over. When we say it, they call us extremists, they call us tribal bigots, they call us troublemakers. Showore is saying it in the national TV. We have the same people. When it comes to solution, they are not bold enough to confront the solution. And I don't have a problem with him on that. Showore has chosen his own path, a revolution, calling for revolution at all times. I wish that people in that contraction can answer the call of Showore revolution. If you cannot answer the call for disintegration of Nigeria, why not answer the call for revolution? But I tell you, in Nigeria, it is even easier for people to go for disintegration than for you to expect a revolution to happen in Nigeria. It is more easy to have disintegration than to have a revolution in Nigeria, because Nigerian people, nobody wants to put his life on the line for that thing called Nigeria. But people can boldly fight for their own region. The Biafrans can fight for Biafra. The Yoruba Republic can fight for Yoruba. The Middle Belters can fight for themselves. The Northern Arewa can fight for Arewas. But when you begin to galvanize people to fight for Nigeria, the only people that are speaking about it, they do that online. They come online and they talk about one Nigeria this and one Nigeria that. But in reality, Nobody is serious about that. You see, Shore, the same thing we are saying. I don't have any problem with him, even though I don't agree with him 100%. He has the right to pursue the freedom the way he wants to pursue it. He has the right to pursue the betterment of his people the way he wants it. Likewise, I have the right to chase my own dream, and he will not have any problem with it. If it works for me, fine. If it works for him, fine. But the only point I'm trying to make is that when we say Nigeria is a failed state, it is something that every meaningful person, including the one Nigerians, agree. The only ones that does not agree are those ones who are trying to satisfy their selfish interest, their hatred, and their belly. Nigeria is a failed state.
Illegality. The National Assembly also passed an amendment bill which the president had assented to, legalizing his appointments. Where does that leave us?
No, you cannot legalize an appointment of a person retroactively. It was when people started shouting that Akpabio, who is one of the worst Senate presidents in history, decided to pass a law or an amendment to a law, because they realized this before. Within a day, I think they did it in an hour or so. It was just done to try and cover up for the flaws that was seen, because I had started telling him not to even have his new tenure renewed before he'd retired. After what they did to all these young people during the end bad governance. So I was not even in the country when I started to say, your tenure is coming up. You better not try. Because I knew I heard chatters that they were trying to extend his tenure. So, but there was a lawmaker, I think his name is Gadi or something, who said he's moved out that, yes. And he came out and said, no, what Shore is saying is not true. Since I replied him, he has not spoken about it again. Because it comes back to this simple concept that you have to be a policeman. Even for that amendment, you must go and amend the Constitution to allow policemen to not be able to retire at 35 years of service or when they reach the age of
illegality.
And to make this easy for you, if I'm taken before a federal high court judge tomorrow and I heard that the guy has retired and they brought him back, I'll tell him, my lord, you can't try me because you are not a judge. It's the same thing I tell him, you can't arrest me because you are not a policeman. When I was arrested over calling him my constant problem with him, he said he wanted peace during my last arrest, not this last one. And arranged with Fakorede and another person that they should bring me to his office as a condition for my bail. And I told him it was a Friday. I said, I would prefer to stay here till Monday. We go to court. Reason? If I go and meet you in your office, I have now legalized your position as the IG.
Yes.
But if you want to meet me privately, we can meet on the street after you have resigned as IGP. But not as IG, not as I was supposed to have I think it was a 5K or 10K.
What Shore is explaining here is the illegality in Nigeria. An IGP that his tenure have already gone and they are imposing it on him. And you see what he said? It's just like what Mazen Nandekan is saying in the court, using a repealed law on Mazen Nandekan. A repealed law, and Mazen Nandekan is asking them, which law, upon which law are you judging me? Under which law are you judging me? And they refused to answer that question. They went ahead and used a repealed law. Even when they tried to explain it, the idiot Abati who was trying to explain it on media, he forgot that Mazen Nande cannot have defeated the federal government on the case in the appeal court. And from that moment that the court quashed that very case, it ends there. They refused to release Mazen Nande, and they went back to put the same law again to accuse Mazen Nande of something based on the same law. But meanwhile, that repealed law ends on that very day. Mazen Nande was freed in the appeal court. So if you are putting Mazen Nande to trial again, it has to be based on the new law, not on the old law. It has to be on the new law, not on the old law. And Nigeria, because the lawless place, they refuse to pay attention to this. And they went ahead because they have already agreed to put my friend Nnamdi Kanu in detention. They went ahead. This is just the illegality again that Showore is explaining. The one that happens to him.
Around somewhere in Abuja. He was to come. The moment they told him Showore is coming, he didn't come because he confided in somebody that he might go there and call me illegal IG and I might be forced to beat him up. I told the person, how is he sure he can beat me? But that's just on the lighter side. But that's how passionate I am about things that I stand strongly against.
You've also been in the forefront lately over the issue of Nnamdi Kanu,
yes,
and very vocal at that. What was going through your mind or your reaction when Justice James Omotosho was reading that life imprisonment judgment on November 20th?
Nothing. You know why? Because as of November 5, I had explained in a long tweet on my page and on my Facebook, on my social media handles, exactly what was going to happen on November 20th. Two things were going to happen in November. They were actually supposed to have jailed Nnamdi Kanu on November 10th. But they realized at the last minute that it was Ken Saro-Wiwa's same day that they killed Ken Saro-Wiwa. Second, the sentence was supposed to be a death sentence. But because they could not get, the support they needed to carry it out, they decided to make it life. Omotosho, as of the time he went for a break to come and read the judgment, was still, what he had in his hand was a judgment for death sentence. If you see the passion with which he was reading the allegations against Nnamdi Kanu, one, the laborious and tedious way it was going on, he didn't write the judgment. You could tell. You could tell from his demeanor and his action that this was not.
Of course, he didn't write.
There's a lot of mistakes. He couldn't mention his name, several things properly. And secondly, when he went back, they have to have another meeting with him. They said, look, I don't think we can carry out the death sentence. And that was why they settled for life. And then they imprisoned him, they settled for life, and took him to Sokoto the next day. The fastest transfer of a prisoner. And
the fastest transfer in prison. That's what it is.
To the people on whose behalf he was sentenced to life. Because nobody should deceive you. Nnamdi Kanu's offense has nothing to do with what they read as his charges. Some of those charges are dead. Some of them no longer, some of the laws under which they do not exist. Like the treason charge. You can't charge somebody for treason after 3 years of committing the offense. So they charge him almost 4 or 5 years after he committed the offense. Some of the charges restated had already been struck out. So it was just what they call trial and error. This offense is that he was asking for the breakup of the real estate called Nigeria. And the owners of Nigeria decided that, you don't do that. That's what is that offense the Christians talk about that is unforgivable it's an offense against the Holy Spirit. This is an offense against the holy oil in Nigeria. That was the reason why Ken Saro-Wiwa was, when you touch that area, they don't waste time, the owners of Nigeria. Then you've touched their economic life and nerve. They'll kill you immediately.
Have you been able to visit him in Sokoto?
I haven't, but I've had people who have visited and we've been in touch. I've been in touch with him in general, but I've not visited Sokoto yet. But you see what I was telling you when I was planning the protest for Nnamdi Kanu, which I believe also might have led, which I believe was the reason they didn't pronounce death penalty, because that was a lot of attention, and that was why they were upset with me and sent me to PJ prison for 4 days about that. When we were planning all that, I was calling on all these Eastern governments to speak out. Now they've realized that it's even more burden on them that Nnamdi Kanu was sentenced to death. That's why OT had to fly to Sokoto, maybe on a private jet, to go and visit Nnamdi Kanu. The judge is still going to go there and visit and apologize and confess. It happened to Fela. The judge who sentenced him, when Fela was jailed, was sent to Maiduguri, Bama prison. The judge drove there from Lagos to go and apologize, wherever he was. Judge is still going to, Tinubu will still visit Nnamdi Kanu in prison.
They will.
But we told them this was unnecessary. They could have saved themselves embarrassment on November 20th by just charging him of just releasing him unconditionally. Because you could tell, how do you accuse somebody of killing Gulak when you have him in DSS custody? How did he do it? No evidence. The only evidence they have is a radio transmitter and microphone.
There is one important statement that he made. Every one of them that is involved in detention of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu in Sokoto, they are now doing pilgrimage in Sokoto. And even the judge and Tinubu will definitely go and apologize to Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. It is not a prophecy, it's a reality, it's going to happen. Just as he said it. The cost that Mazen Nnamdi Kanu laid on them, the only thing that will save them is Mazen Nnamdi Kanu reversing that cost. Except that, they will face the consequence. And it's going to happen. Today, Sokoto is another pilgrimage, a place they go for pilgrim. Everybody is going to Sokoto. The judge that sentenced Mazen Nnamdi Kanu will go to Sokoto and apologize. Tinubu will go to Sokoto to meet Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. And it will happen.
They carry you immediately.
Have you been able to visit him in Sokoto?
I haven't, but I've had people who have visited and we've been in touch. I'm in touch with him in general, but I've not visited Sokoto yet. But you see what I was telling you when I was planning the protest through Nnamdi Kanu, which I believe also might have led, which I believe was the reason they didn't pronounce death penalty, because that was a lot of attention, and that was why they were upset with me and sent me to Kuje prison for 4 days over that. When we were planning all that, I was calling on all these Eastern governments to speak out. Now they've realized that it's even more burden on them that Nnamdi Kanu was sentenced to death. That's why OT had to fly to Sokoto, maybe on a private jet, to go and visit Nnamdi Kanu.
But when he was in DSS,
the judge is still going to go there and visit and apologize and confess. It happened to Fela. The judge who sentenced him, when Fela was jailed, was sent to Maiduguri, Bama prison. The judge drove there from Lagos to go and apologize, wherever he was. Judge is still going to, Tinubu will still visit Nnamdi Kanu in prison. But we told them this was unnecessary. They could have saved themselves embarrassment on November 20th by just charging him of just releasing him unconditionally. Because you could tell, how do you accuse somebody of killing Gulak when you have him in DSS custody? How did he do it? No evidence. The only evidence they have is a radio transmitter and microphone. I was looking for an evidence of, he went to buy a ship of weapons and sent to Nigeria. No, not even a bullet. Just exercise book where he wrote his thoughts, and where a radio transmitter they claim he concealed and brought to Nigeria, and the microphone. That's all.
Why do you think his release is important to Nigeria?
Because Nigeria entered voluntarily into a disease in 1963, and to exit from it and heal itself, you must address the outcome of the Civil War. All of this thing you're saying is the outcome of the 1970 Civil War. And part of the reason why you say I'm active on this matter is not political. I didn't fight that in that war when it was active, and I don't want to participate in fighting when it is cold. They're still waging a cold war against the Igbo man in Nigeria.
Exactly.
I know it. I don't need to go to school to know that. I don't need to have a PhD in philosophy to know that Nigeria has an Igbo problem. But it would be hypocritical on my side to fight and speak on behalf of Palestinians when Israel is shelling them, and forget to fight on behalf of our local Palestinians in the southeast where Nigerian government is shelling them.
Did you hear that? Did you hear the description that Showore gave to us You see, when Showore speaks certain times, forget about the sentiment, forget about our differences. We know we don't agree in everything. But he's making sense in everything he says. How could somebody who called himself a Nigerian be in Nigeria? You are talking about the Palestine, the sharing of the Palestine. Meanwhile, the Palestine within you there, the Igbo people, the IPOB are being shelled, they are being killed on a daily basis, and you are not talking about it. That is exactly what Showore is saying here. You see, sometimes I tell people, forget about sentiments. There is always a place that we agree. In every time when you speak with people, find that common ground where that meets that place that makes you people agree. Hold on to it. With that very thing that makes you agree, you can make a lot of peace. You can make a lot of progress. Just like in this agitation, there is one place that every one of us as Biafra meets. The place we meet is that we are all frustrated and we want freedom. It doesn't matter the group where you belong. It doesn't matter whether you support Biafra or you don't support Biafra. It doesn't matter the rank or your position. It doesn't matter the name you bear. There is one common thing that among us that we want to be free. We need freedom. Even the politicians that are not bold to say it, some of them, they know that we are in captivity. So each time when we talk, when we act, when you fight your brother or your sister, you remember that tiny rope that is holding us. Freedom. When you remember that tiny rope, that one thing that holds us bound is that you and I are seen as third-class citizens in Nigeria. You and I are not treated as part of the zoological republic. You and I, we are not part of the project called Nigeria. There is a massive orchestrated plan to commit genocide against me, against you. Anytime you deny that, you ignore that, and you begin to look at me as your enemy, look at the right enemy, you have lost it, you have missed it, and you are creating a chance, you are giving a space for the enemies to come in and attack. Anytime you lose focus because of one reason or the other, because of the way your brother talk or the way your sister talk, because of the way somebody explained themselves, you channel your energy and make your brother your enemy instead of focusing on that very real enemy. Anytime you make that mistake, you are only working for the enemy. That is why no matter how angry you are, no matter how satisfied you are, no matter how we argue certain times, come back to your senses and know that we are fighting for one particular thing. Freedom. Freedom. There is one thing that unites us. That is why I always like to listen to this, our brother Showore. We don't agree 100% on the things he does, the way he does his things. He has chosen his own path, a revolution to change Nigeria and keep it Nigeria. But we, on our own, we say that will not solve the problem. That is not going to happen. We want a total disintegration to your to Israel. You're going to go their separate ways. He doesn't have any problem with what we are pursuing. And we don't have any problem with what he's pursuing. Whoever gets it, so be it. We can live at peace. All we are asking for is a peaceful coexistence. Even at the end of the day, if Nigeria is being disintegrated, the Yoruba Republic will be on their own. Arewa will be on their own. Middle Belt will be on their own. The Biafra will be on their own. We will still be neighbors. We will still do business together. We can still intermarry. We can still be citizens. We all want to be citizens. You can never rule that out. So, when you see people that have like manners, forget those little differences you have. Find one little thing that unites you and reason with them. That is why, like, when you narrow it down, you see sometimes you look at the southern part of Nigeria. There is one little thing that holds us together. There is one common thing that holds us together in the southern part of Nigeria. In our morality. In the south, the entire south, their morality seems to be alike. Different from the northern, the core north. Very, very different. The way we do things are different. That is why sometimes When we talk, sometimes we narrow our discussion on the South. We use the word South because we can find some similarities among us in the southern part of Nigeria. We use that word South, and we use the word North to categorize the Northerners because they have something in common. So when you see some word, that strong word that Shore used on their national TV, that how can a person who claims to be a human rights activist, how can a person who claims to care about humanity be talking about Palestinian? And meanwhile, there is a Palestinian in your own Jamot, in your own home there, where lives are being taken, children are being murdered, people are made homeless, homes are destroyed, properties are destroyed, widows are created everywhere, widowers are created everywhere, and you don't talk about it. Instead, you choose to talk about something that's happening 1,000 miles away. This is a very strong argument and strong word. That is why I cannot but emphasize on it again and again. And I want us to hear it again from Shower.
In 1963, to exit from it and heal itself, you must address the outcome of the Civil War. All of this thing you're saying is the outcome of the 1970 Civil War. And part of the reason why you say I'm active on this matter is not political. I didn't fight that in that war when it was active, and I don't want to participate in fighting when it is cold. They're still waging a cold war against the Igbo man in Nigeria. I know it. I don't need to go to school to know that. I don't need to have a PhD in philosophy to know that Nigeria has an Igbo problem. But it would be hypocritical on my side to fight and speak on behalf of Palestinians when Israel is shelling them, and forget to fight on behalf of our local Palestinians in the southeast when Nigerian government is shelling them. That would be hypocrisy on my part.
How do you respond to claims that your activism is funded by some quarters to create a false sense of opposition?
I'm very happy that people can have opinions about me that they can put out there. That makes them feel good. But if you want to do an activism that is creating a false sense of opposition, go and put your younger brother out there and shoot him. And you finish burying him and you continue your activism. Be expelled from the university twice. Let your nose be broken. Let your mother have stroke because they detain you for a long period of time. Let your passport be seized and you can't see your children for 5 years and you have to be with your wife. Be shot at, let them go after you everywhere you go. So, and then we can all come to a place where we say, we have created another activist who created a false sense of opposition. I'm not trying to be an opposition. See, what people should differentiate between activism, as you call it, and opposition is cyclical in Nigeria. People only oppose the government when they are out of government, when they don't have something to eat. They will oppose the government. I don't belong in that category. And then what happens to activists all over the world is that a narrative is framed to scandalize you, right? And some people will believe it. So when you get to a point as an activist at my level, you don't even respond to that. Because then you get distracted responding to what they call hubris. At the end, the person who says, you want to create real opposition so that the ones that are false can pack and go home. So, but I understand that a person respects rights for people to have freedom of opinion. And I cannot tell you that anybody who says that has no right to say what he wants to say. Everybody should have a right to say that. That's the kind of country I'm fighting for, where you have a right to say what you want to say, and you're still free after you have said that.
Let's talk about revolution now.
Yes.
What exactly are you calling Nigerians to revolt against?
If there's anybody who's asking that question about this time, I have nothing to tell them. If Nigeria should be revolting against everything, hate to say that, but I can't fail to tell you that every country that I've been to outside of Nigeria, and I've been to 31 countries beside Nigeria, and the question I ask myself is, what is wrong with us? And the question, the citizens of most countries that I've been to, the moment you introduce yourself to them, that you are a Nigerian, they ask you two questions. One of it is that,
as the world
where's
begins to
that footballer? They always have a favorite footballer. JJ Okocha is the most popular that I come across. And the second thing is, why are you guys not revolting against your leaders? You have such a great country, but you have foolish leaders, you have crazy leaders. You know, I'm telling you what outsiders tell me. They tell me in South Africa, you go to Ghana, they'll tell you. In fact, some of the reasons why Nigerians are hated abroad, apart from those who are accused of being too nice to their women and their women fall in love with them, because they say Nigerian men are very good in taking care of women. So there's that animosity I'm talking about. But the second reason most Africans hate Nigerians is that they love Nigeria to the point that they can't understand why Nigeria is not a great place. Yes. Because they love your football, they love your culture, they live off of your music, their life is dependent on your movies, their spirituality is controlled by your clerics. Right? And then they will have to wake up and hear that you don't have water, running water. You don't have electricity. They can't travel to your country to go and see. I don't know how many Africans, I'm not saying Europe, I don't know how many Africans are saying, I wish I can go to Nigeria. There's so much about Nigeria. How is it? But they'll tell you, but they said, you can't go there. They'll kidnap you, you know. So, Nigeria, if you have a child born abroad, you can ask anybody in diaspora. The only way to get your child to behave properly is to say, I'm taking you to Nigeria. I said, at the place, what do you want me to do? I don't want to go to Nigeria. I'll do it.
Yes, so.
Which other country do you use to threaten your children like that? Your children offend you, like, I'm taking you to Nigeria. I said, no, please, daddy. Please. I don't want to go to Nigeria. And they have never been before. It's just based on what they've heard from their classmates. You know? But good news is that there's something that is not related to government that keeps them going. You know, my son plays soccer, and he's focused on Osimhen. He's like, Daddy, you know, like, did you see what Osimhen played? I don't even watch soccer that much. But you can't talk to my son about politics. He doesn't want to hear it because that's the traumatic part of Nigeria that affects him directly. His father is constantly hounded for going, you know, being a citizen of Nigeria. He's aware, but he has found a way to please himself with something Nigerian, which is soccer. Some have adopted Nigerian skit makers, they've adopted movie makers, musicians. People talk about all these young, great musicians. They have fans all over the world. They're doing well. You know, Nigeria has almost replaced the entire musical genre around the world. Afrobeat, or whatever Afro they call it, is popular everywhere, even in the Nordic region. You know, you go to Norway, you go to Nigeria, Sweden, the concert is filled up. You know, it doesn't matter if it's Burna Boy or Flavor or Davido or Wizkid. But who wants to come to Nigeria to do a concert? Probably not many.
The president has just sent 32 names, in addition to 3 other names he sent as ambassadorial nominees to the Senate for immediate confirmation. And there have been
the Nigerian Army headquarters have begun a sensitization of mass
composition of that list. What's their own reaction on the list?
You see, I have a problem with Nigerians. Sometimes we major too much on what should not bother us. Why is anybody upset that Tinubu appointed useless people as ambassador? You get my point. Because they're all in the same WhatsApp group. What are you upset with that Tinubu appointed Reno Omoto or Panika?
Ask them all.
Who do you want him to appoint? Yakub is appointing people of his genre.
Yes.
He appointed a guy who helped him rig election. What do you expect? He appointed a guy who helps him with propaganda, telling lies. He appointed a guy who helps him do other things. That is where they pick from their group. So I don't understand the outrage.
What you're expecting?
If it was a pope that did that, then you can be worried that why did the pope, appoint a prostitute to head a Catholic mission, right?
Sure.
We can debate that.
Yes. So
we're talking about Tinubu now. So why is everybody upset that Tinubu
who do you expect him to appoint?
Who do you expect him to appoint? It has to be people of his own genre, his people of the same characteristics. Yes. The reason why I haven't said anything about it is because sometimes I have to call myself to order when I get overly excited about people appointed. Why do you appoint this person? The question is, why don't you focus on the person who appointed these characters?
All right, your party has just nominated you or elected you as the national chairman of the AAC. Are you likely to allow another person to flag the presidential flag in 2027?
See, a political party has members. The members decide who is going to run in the party. That is why it is a political party that run in elections. Are you getting my point? Not the particular individual. So the political party appoints or elects or nominates a flag bearer to run in national elections. The political party is the one who makes the decision that you are talking about, not me.
But will it be fair for a political party to have the national chairman transmute to the national flag, the presidential flag bearer of the party?
That's exactly.
I think we have to stop the discussion of show right here now. He has we have gotten what we wanted to get from him, and the rest thing has to do with their politics that we are not interested in. And I think I still have one of his videos that I would like us, one of his interview again, that has to do with us, that I still want us to pay attention to. There's one of his interview again that I want us to pay attention to, so that we can be able to come back and discuss. I can see my brother is already there. So, but before I give our brother Christian the mic, let us hear this very interview again granted by Showore. It's another interview of his, and I believe it wants listening. Let's see. I think this is the interview.
Nnamdi Kanu is already a celebrity in prison. They said he has already become the president of the prison, but I doubt that is what Nnamdi Kanu wanted. But it must have been conferred on him just by respect, So very soon, you will see that they will, on their own, reverse the most fundamental mistake they ever made regarding Nnamdi Kanu. You can quote me on that.
So Nnamdi Kanu is in Sokoto prison.
What did we predict to you? That they will do that? Well, I also predicted that it will be the greatest mistake of their life. And now, the people we asked to protest to prevent Nnamdi Kanu from going to jail are all rushing to Sokoto. I want his family members to give me the rights to admit people to see him so that I can be screening them. And I'll tell you the day the judge who sentenced him is going to go to Sokoto. He's going to go beg like Fela was begged in Bama prison for doing what is wrong, if he has not done that already. But if he wants to go, tell him to contact me. I will arrange a safe passage to Sokoto. This was the worst thing they could have done to them. When they were taking him to Sokoto, they thought they would ridicule him. When they got to Sokoto, he has turned Sokoto to another Mecca.
Yes, pilgrimage.
That's what we predicted. They don't have sense because they don't have people who can reason in government. And now, look at where we are. You jailed Nnamdi Kanu. Nnamdi Kanu is already a celebrity in prison. They said he has already become the president of the prison, but I doubt that is what Nnamdi Kanu wanted. But it must have been conferred on him just by respect, you know. So very soon, you will see that they will, on their own, reverse the most fundamental mistake they ever made regarding Nnamdi Kanu. You can quote me on that.
So what do you have to say? The judge has ruled that you should be restrained from talking about some issues that incite the public against the government of the day.
Don't misquote the judge. He just said that he was talking about national security. I'm not a national security.
Yes.
I'm not a police officer.
Yes.
You also heard me tell the judge that we have a plan to defeat the candidate on the other side. Yeah. And I will continue to make public policy statements. It's all right. You know, I think we have to give it to the judge that he applied wisdom.
So, Anihu Ribadu has been seen of late talking about the safety of the abducted. He was even reassuring the families of the victims that their children are well and safe while in captivity. Doesn't that speak of?
Well, what Nuhu Ribadu has come to tell you is that he's the new chief negotiator with the terrorists. Yeah. So, and that's probably what Tinubu appointed him to be doing now. What they are doing is empowering the terrorists, and it is because they have no capacity to disempower them. So they engage. If Nuhu Ribadu can tell you that they are in good hands, they said, and they are safe where they are, then come and redefine to me the meaning of safety. If a child who is barely 15 to 16 years is not in school and not with their parents, they are not safe. There's nobody who is safe in the hands of deranged kidnappers, terrorists, or bandits. No. So that's why I said maybe you should define to me the meaning of safety. But they are telling you, without missing words, that's the world we are living in. Maybe some of you are still in denial.
Do you now support the US coming to rescue Nigeria?
No, the US is not coming to rescue Nigeria. The US is ridiculing Nigerian leaders.
So what should we do?
Well, kick out the leaders who cannot protect you.
Exactly.
How?
You deserve protection, not from the. You didn't elect Donald Trump to protect you. Elected, or they selected Tinubu. And the reason I'm saying this so that those of you who are carried away by US promises is that if the US comes there to help you clear Sambisa forest, who is going to clear the forest in Edo State for you? Except you then agree that the US must replace your government. So your next governor in Edo State will be called Moore from Idaho. The one from Ondo State will be from New York. You know, the one from Zamfara, they may not find a government to go to because US people don't like to go to the same places. So, and I have restated it again, that as an African, a Pan-Africanist, it is a disgrace that we keep looking for salvation from the people who enslaved us, the people who colonized us. You know, they cannot, somebody who took you as a slave 400,000 years ago cannot love you when it is him and his past policies and of their grandparents that put you in the condition that have you forgotten the Cold War? You know, have you forgotten colonialism? Have you forgotten their attempts to replace that? They've even trained so many of the soldiers you are seeing today, DSS, they were trained in the US or by the US security agencies. How come the training didn't have any impact on them? So if you want salvation, build your own country. Elect leaders who can protect you, but always looking for help from people. You know, it's like you are looking for, you are looking for help from a foreign religion, foreign gods. Now you are looking for help from the foreign army to come and help you cleanse your land. They don't have your time. They have, you see, I want to tell you here, the US have what they call attention deficit disorder in terms of international intervention and policies. They don't have time for you they don't have time to stay with you. After a while, if it inconveniences them, they leave. But they don't even have any plan to come here except just do some symbolic actions, and then at the end, you are still going to need to have your leaders protect you after they have come and gone. That is if they come at all.
Do you now support state police?
What?
State police.
Oh, I've always supported state police.
Even if
but not without proper guidance and regulation. I support state police on the condition that all the policemen will be trained according to the same standards across the country, and that they are well paid, not like in Ondo State where they have an equivalent of state police right now. They don't even have, they have casualization, they don't have appointment letter, they don't have insurance cover. You want people to come and risk their lives for you, and they don't have anything to show that they are working with you. So it has to be properly regulated. You must pay them well, you must provide them with insurance, they must have housing, not barracks, because barracks don't work anymore for me. And they must be properly trained, and they must have rules and regulations. Because we've seen a situation where in Osun State, and I think Ondo State, the leader of the Amotekun in Ondo State is trying to kill some of his staff who are opposed to the way he's running the place. In Osun State, there was some shooting in which they just arbitrarily kill people. So that's why regulations for this are very important for him. But state police, campus police, any police, I'm in support of it, but not rogue law enforcement agencies.
A video just resurfaced of Matawale advocating that not all bandits are criminals.
And not all criminals are bandits. I don't want to waste my time responding to the likes of that. It's a reflection of where we are. That again, the worst amongst us is governing the most brilliant amongst us. So these are washer people that have no business. These are people that should be in jail. I met one governor, former governor here this morning. What is his name? Bangida Ali.
Okay.
Justice.
He was alone in a BMW. So he saw me, came to greet me. I said, what are you doing here? I said, I've been facing corruption charges for 10 years. I said, why don't you join the APC and stop disturbing yourself? He said you can't join them. I said, well, it's a matter of time.
Yes.
Yeah.
My brother Christian, you're welcome. Thank you for joining.
You're welcome,
my brother. Go ahead, talk to us.
Yeah.
Sometimes program today. I just use your program all on.
Oh, that is what you've been using since. Because okay, well, I don't know how much of it you've touched on. Well, I seen this interview. I think it was like yesterday. So obviously, Nigerian wahala. Sometimes I can't lie to you. It a tired person, sometimes.
Yeah. Drama every day, new drama, new drama.
I'm telling you, the whole thing
when
is
you
that
think you have seen it all, you will see the one that senior Biati.
yeah. Black people have demonstrated and continue to demonstrate that they are incapable of doing the right thing,
Exactly.
They are incapable of helping themselves, So obviously, one can argue it all day long, but at the end of the day, there's a question to be asked, I don't know what it is. Maybe it's nature. It's beyond me, just beyond me. And none of them has been able to ask or answer a simple question. It's incredible. It's incredible. Tinubu, I think, is he has boxed himself to a corner, or should I say, caught between a rock and a hard place. Because, like I said earlier, we continue to show that there's something is just wrong. Something is just wrong. We allow the personal interest and whatever it is to override every normal and sensible thing that we are supposed to do. If not for the fact that America, shine light on what is happening in Nigeria, it would have just been the usual business as usual. They just keep on going. That defense minister that resigned it was born out of pressure from United States.
Exactly.
And they came out to lie as usual that he resigned due to ills, yeah, bad health or whatever. So,
Nonsense. They are talking
but
to
that's,
children.
yeah, so they are not ashamed to lie openly. They don't care. They just lie, whether you believe it or not. They just say it and move away and move on. And whatever you feel or think about it is your own business. So this is one of the things that really, really saddens me. It really, really saddens me about this COG. How they can. It's incredible. Sometimes I lack word to describe what goes on. Now, Matawale, Bello Matawale, he's also there, and the US, they still have their eyes on these people because they know that they are all part of the terrorism. So why does it have to be that it's until, and because when I see some people, they try to give some kind of credit to Tinubu for doing that, he's not doing nothing. He just
did nothing. He has not done anything. He hasn't done anything.
Like I said, Tinubu is just caught between a rock and a hard place. So where does he fall to? Which part? On which side does he fall to? Does he continue to fall to the side of the Fulani terrorists that he has an agreement with? Or does he provoke the United States intervention? You weigh the two sides and you see that it's like you fall on the rock, you get crushed. And you fall on the water, you get drowned. So this is crazy situation, So anybody trying to applaud Tinubu, you are a worst human being because nothing, absolutely nothing. For how many, going to 3 years that he's been there, they've been buying people left, right, and center. He can't do nothing. He absolutely will watch them doing what they are doing. He cannot mobilize the military to go after them because the military, they are just as, part of the same thing, terrorists, all of them. So not until Trump came in and somebody's going to try and take credit or make it full of, no, it doesn't work. So I saw this from Showore, he's our brother, and we are very much appreciative of how he has remained doggedly too, So some few things, but I asked a question and I came up with the answer at the same time, and that is that he speaks boldly, very boldly. He called these people for what they are, make no mistake. But again, because they don't care what you call them, they don't care what you say, they don't care how much shame that befalls them, they don't know shame. The word shame is not in their dictionary. They just lie and they don't care the consequence. Now, for sure, because, so my question was that, how is it that, though they sporadically they arrest him and maybe after a few days, whatever, they let him go, they beat him up, break his nose and stuff like that. So in my mind, there's no doubt that, because some people say, oh, he's part of the government. I don't buy that. But what I think is that why his case is different is that he's a one Nigerianist. So for them, that is the no, more or less, because sure, he says it all the time that he believes in Nigeria. So in other words, you can say whatever you want to say. They can lock you up, leave you a few days, whatever, but because you still, so that is the elephant in the room, the Nigerian factor that, and except it gets break up, nothing is gonna work. So sometimes I'm tempted to question the brain capacity of the likes of the Showores. I'm tempted to do that. Why? Because the question will remain, and that is that how do you, if you don't believe in the disintegration of this contraction that ties everybody down, that wouldn't let anybody develop, so what is your solution? How are you going to do it? On that same interview yesterday, I heard him talk about technology, using technology to fight the modern insurgencies and terrorism, blah, 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 that they are looking for millions to buy fighter jets, that the modern day, all you need is, drone, that you can operate it from anywhere and pick out these terrorists. But that is very simplistic and quite frankly naive, if you will. I think it's even naive to say that just having a drone to attack the terrorists will solve the problem. It doesn't solve it, and they can't solve it. Why? Because in the first place, if he's president and he'll be using drone to attack the terrorists. What about the sponsors of the terrorists? What about those who are in the Senate, in the House of Rep, in the executive, who are sponsoring? So are you going to use drone on them too? The answer is no. And the question is well, that is even if they even allow you to become president, they won't even allow you, because we've seen it over the years. You have to align with them, agree with them before they will allow you. So it goes beyond what Shora is saying, using drone to pick out the terrorists in northern region. That is still not enough. Because first you have to, how do you get to be in the position where you can use that drone as a president? If you become a president to do that, they won't allow you, that is one. But even if you find a way, however you get there, you think they will let you do that, they will fight your ass off. They will fight you like hell. So it's obvious, everybody know that this northern Islamic Fulanis in the north that dominate National Assembly, dominate everywhere, even the executive, they dominate it too. You have them to contend with. So that is where I keep wondering what he's hoping to achieve, because it's unachievable. It's simply not. He just cannot achieve that. There's just no way. The only solution, which he tried to downplay to a little bit, is the intervention of the US. But that is the only solution that we bring to the ultimate solution. Anything, chaos. It's what they need now. Anything, because it can't get worse. It can't get any worse than it already is. Every day there's kidnapping, there's terrorism, the attack here and there. Every day for the past 1 month now, non-stop attack here and there. So what you need is going to be chaos to sort everything out, so everybody can go their separate ways and sort themselves out. That is the only solution. We can say it from now to forever. We can say it there's just no alternative to it. And if anybody have alternative, I'm still waiting for somebody to come and debunk or give me alternative solution apart from disintegration. And nobody has ever been able to do that. That is the funny part of it. Yet you see people continue to insist. Now he mentioned the fact that they are very friends. They are very close friends, both of them, him and Nnamdi Kanu. But he also acknowledged the area of disagreement. Yeah. So respectfully, So, but I don't know. It just it's something that is beyond comprehension, because there's no solution, and none of them has been able to give us the solution to the problem. What Trump administration is proposing is noble, and any well-meaning person or persons who mean well and want a peaceful coexistence should embrace it. Simply embrace it, because you cannot have a country that supposedly a secular country with Sharia in it. That is like constitution in a constitution. It doesn't work. It brings chaos. It doesn't allow for unity or development or anything. It just simply brings calamity. So I don't know. But at the end of the day, I guess we must continue to stick to our guns, because I don't see any other way out. Absolutely no any other way out. So if they cannot remove the Sharia law from the Constitution, then everybody go their ways, But we know they cannot do that. So then let them have their own country so that they can practice it. It's as simple as ABC. There's nothing Aside that, nothing else, nothing, absolutely nothing. But we'll be watching and to see what happens with Nigeria moving forward, my brother. Oh, there we go.
Thank you so much, my brother. You have spoken well. We will continue to watch them and we will continue to follow up on what happened. Nigeria is full of drama. Every blessed day, new drama. As for, just like we have always said in this platform, we will always find a common ground where we agree with people and we use those parts and work together to achieve our aim. Just like our brother Shore, we don't agree with everything he says, but we have some disagreement to an extent. One thing that we agreed together, just like he mentioned in that interview, he said that Nigeria is a failed state. In terms of solution, that is where we differ.
Disagrees, yeah.
That's where we differ. He is calling for a revolution. Meanwhile, we are calling for disintegration.
Yeah.
He doesn't believe that disintegration is going to happen. He sees it as a very extreme measure that he cannot be able to risk. He prefers revolution. But for us, we see revolution as an impossible mission.
Yeah.
There is no northern that will join a southern revolution. Revolution about what?
Yeah.
They have already started their own revolution in the north to take over the entire country.
Exactly.
Their own revolution is already going on. So that is where we differ. But in terms of the problem, we all agree that
there's a problem.
It is not going to work. Nigeria has failed completely, and there is no redemption. So we will continue to look through our simple place where we meet, that simple link that holds all of us, and we hope that one day that the solution is going to come. Because I appreciate the way he always play his part and speak on his own mind based on his own belief.
Yeah.
I that and I appreciate that. Just like he said on that one interview, there was a place where he said on that interview, he said there is no way he will be in Nigeria, be campaigning for Palestine. Meanwhile, there is a Palestine in Nigeria that Nigeria is bombing every day and killing their children, and we're not talking.
Sure, said that.
He said that in an interview.
Okay. I didn't hear that.
There's no way he will be here talking about Palestine and whatever. Meanwhile, the Igbo people, the people they call Biafra, they are there. They are being bombed. The same thing Israel is doing, they claim that Israel is doing, is happening to some people in their own country, and nobody's talking about it. And you expect him to be advocating for Palestinians somewhere.
On that interview, he said that.
Yes, I played it here. I played this in this interview here.
Okay, I didn't see it. Okay.
I played this interview.
Because I saw this clip where they are, should I say, trying to lure, or I don't know, however they went about it, Igbo people in one of these states. I don't know if it's Enugu or lure people into Islamism, and they said, well, changing their name to Islamic name. And I
saw the video. I didn't even pay attention to it. Those are nonsense.
Well, yeah, I've seen something similar in the past. I've seen other ones too. So, but the thing is that, of course, it's nonsense, but it's part of their intention. It's part of their agenda, and you always ask yourself, why do they feel the need to do these things? Like, is that same, is born out of that motive, to.
And they cover it. NTA was there covering it in Enugu. NTA was there. If you watch, you will see NTA there.
Okay. So obviously it pains them so much that Biafra land, particular Ndibo, they were not able to infiltrate or conquer so much. And so now with the high level of poverty everywhere in Nigeria, which I also believe is not, it's a man-made, more or less. It's orchestrated poverty, because the many years of misgovernance, has deliberately created this high level of poverty to the extent that with little money, you can get people, you can easily entice people by making them, maybe helping them business wise, opening up store or business, or helping people to get out of poverty, one way or the other. And then, when a man is poor, yeah, you can easily be manipulated. Where a hungry person can't even think straight, you right? So it's part of it. There are so many other factors that they use. It's not one, it's just a whole host of um, areas they are using to push the agenda, because that is the primary agenda, is the Islamization of Nigeria. But we also recognizes that it's a global jihadist movement. Anytime they have the opportunity, if you lay down your guard, they will seize the moment. So that's just what it is. And for our people, the sad aspect is that because we have these politicians that were imposed, put there, all in a bid to help that same Islamization. All these Enugu governor, Imo, Anambra, they are all part of the part of the agenda to bring Islam into our land. And when you have them, what happens is eventually they begin to ask for their own law, because they will begin to ask for Sharia. They will tell you that Sharia is the tenet of Islam, so that if you don't let them have Sharia, you are discriminating against them. Then you are depriving them of their God-given right. So that is where the agitation starts. And by the time you now have Sharia, you see, they just keep, pushing the envelope. It's very tactical what they do. When they have Sharia, then from there they begin to expand and they begin to look at conquest, including those who are not Muslim, how they can now impose it. So it's a process. So I think if you ask me, the solution is, you have your country, you have a strong institution, you have a strong constitution that will become like a red line no one can cross, and it has to be maintained. It's a difficult battle, but those who understand the danger in it, I think they fought well. So that is the situation, my brother. But as for our people in the East, our position is very clear. We are not Muslims. We don't have anything against them, but you cannot force it on us. So if you're a Muslim, you want to pray whatever, you pray. But there's nothing like law of Islam. No. You see, you are playing. You keep it to yourself. So that is the situation, my brother. What tell you've been here since a long time. Now maybe you'll be rounding up now.
Yeah, I'll be rounding up very soon.
Okay.
Recently, they have started denying the recruitment of Boko Haram into the military. I don't know whether if you have seen the video. They are now denying it.
No, I didn't see it. Who is denying? Who?
I have seen about 2 videos. Let me see if I can be able to lay my hand on those. About 2 videos.
Government officials.
Something that we have on video when they were recruited. I have the video of the recruitment.
Is it government official? Is it government official denying?
Former military chiefs.
Yeah, but
this Nigeria, this country, if they don't destroy this country, it's going to destroy everybody.
Yeah, but Brachus, that's all they do. Deny, lie. Everything they deny. When the Brigadier General was taken out, they denied it. You remember?
Yeah.
Everything they deny. Anybody who believe a word of
the security agencies. It's not the...
Not this. This one is also a denier, but this one will cut himself in the leg. This is what I want to play. I want to play and that's one I'm looking for. That one was blatantly denied on channel television.
Yeah.
That was done on channel. interviewed by this Shogun or whatever they call him.
Ah.
And the guy was denying.
Yeah.
There is no way they don't recruit. How can they recruit Boko Haram into military? It is not possible that they have been hearing that all the time. That is a propaganda.
All those people. Oh God, no. Always. No, those people. No. I'm sorry about that. No. These people are disgusting bunch of people. Very high. I don't know what do they believe in? I always wonder. The likes of all these Arise TV, Abati, Sheung, and all these. I don't know what they believe in. Something that is right there in your face. You'll be asking questions and helping the deniers, the liars to perpetuate their lies. And who doesn't know in Nigeria that not only that they are recruiting them, the terrorists, into the military, but that they run the military. They run the military. The terrorists run the military. All these general,
Of course. Yes.
And my brother, evidence abounds everywhere. Evidence abounds everywhere.
I was shocked when I came across that video. I was so shocked. The man was just talking boldly and shouting. Honestly, how can somebody say they recruited a Boko Haram member? I'm just looking for that video. This one that is this one that is there now is still the former chief of army staff also, but he's not denying completely. He's denying partially, and he's blaming the communities for not taking action. That it was the people that it was the community that submitted their name to be recruited. That it is not in their own power. It is not in their own power to decide who joins the army and who does not join. That whoever is being screened, that it is the state government that will screen. After state government screen, and the state government will now send a list to them. That it is not in their power to choose who becomes and who does not. If the state government they do the screen, after the screening, then they will send to them and they now recruit. That is how he was putting his own. But I'm looking for the one where the guy was in total denial. Let's play this. Let's hear this one first.
It's not the army that is recruitment of terrorists into the security agencies. It's not the army that is responsible for recruiting into the military or the army in the first instance. It's what the states give, and we only select, and they do it in conjunction with the state governments. All the recruitments, we have recruitment officers in the state, and they liaise with the state governors' offices or the government functionaries. And the lists are circulated once they are shortlisted, circulated all over. And they are the ones to identify and say, look, this man is so-so, this person is so-so. Before he goes for training, remove him. When at the basic point, you fail to do your responsibilities, you're now blaming those institutions that recruited them. No. So it's just sentiment. And there are some forces probably who are willing and want to continue to demoralize and make the military as if they are deliberately recruiting terrorists and bandits into the services. And I remember there was a time when they even accused or alleged that the DSS and police were also recruiting. But no institution, you must have an indigent letter or identification from your local government from your state, and there is representative of the state government in every recruitment process. So when somebody is recruited, you can't blame.
It's so annoying. This is something we have. I have videos. Maybe tomorrow I'll start those videos. Where recruitment, both the police recruitment, the custom recruitment.
Of course.
Fellow soldiers, serving soldiers have come to confess that some of them were recruited against their own fellow soldiers.
Yeah. He's trying. You know what this guy is trying to do? He's trying to exonerate the military as a component. But the truth of the matter is that those northern governors, whom 99.9% of them are terrorists, collaborators, sponsors, one way or the other, they are just they are terrorists. Like all those Matawale, he was a governor.
Maybe
And
you know the person that is speaking.
who be that? I know they see and well, Who be that?
This is the former chief of army staff during the time of Muhammadu Buhari. What is his name? This one he made ambassador.
Burutai.
Buratai.
Is that Buratai? There are my people. Oh, na Buratai be that. When be governor for
Buratai, his case is already in ICC.
Oh my God. Oh my God. So
you know what? You know why all this denial? All this denial is because of this CPC designation of Nigeria.
Yes, exactly.
That is why all the forces are coming to deny.
Yeah.
I wish I saw that one. The one that is very, very annoying is that one that was done in channel television. If you see how the guy was denying that, how can somebody say Nigerian military? How can that he was a military man? He was in charge of recruitment. That he never recruited any member of Boko Haram.
These Buratai, they are all in it. Heaven knows they are all in it to Islamize Nigeria. That is what it's all about. Kula Olaumi, he pointed them out. They are all in it. For me, I know it 100%, not halfway. I know it. It's all about Islamizing Nigeria. It's all about making Nigeria become like Turkey, become like Lebanon, become like Iran. All this. This is what it's all about. And it's no joke. It's a serious issue. Some people laugh. Some people think that it's child's play. It's not.
It is not.
They have invested so much into it, and it's going to take, by the grace of Chukwuka, the intervention of President Trump to bring some sort of succor, for the innocent indigenous people in Nigeria who are not Muslim, but they are being forced into it with terrorism and legislative manipulation, because they come in different ways. They are all in it. This Burutai, they are all in it. So the governors, all these Zamfara governors, Borno governors, Kaduna governors, Rufai and the rest of them, what they do is they bring those terrorists. They say they are repentant. They are repented terrorists, and they hand them over to the military to say they've been radicalized. And they join police. They join the military. Some military guys has come out to say how those Boko Haram.
Even the recruitment, we have the recruitment on video.
Exactly.
We have seen it on video recruitment now in Borno State.
Yeah. So if somebody is coming to deny, it simply means that they don't care about truth. For them, they can just open their mouth and spoon whatever they want to, whether you believe or not, it's your business. So because the video evidence don't lie, video evidence is there, and they don't lie. How do you go, my brother? How do you go?
Nigeria is a bad news. Nigeria is a bad news. Let us go into some of their useless news. Government kidnapped five Rivers State University students from off-campus hostel. In Rivers State, it's happening. Bandits
in Rivers State.
Yeah, Rivers State. They say kidnapped five Rivers University students from off-campus. This happened yesterday. This one, bandits demand 500 million naira ransom for abducted Kogi children and Seraphim pastors and worshippers.
Oh dear.
500 million.
Yeah.
This one, Showore says government is Nigeria's top terrorist organization. Says Showore.
100%.
100%.
Yeah.
100%. When a Canadian court said it wasn't a mistake.
Yeah.
And each time when we come online, we say Nigerian government is a terrorist government. It is not a blackmail. It's not a propaganda.
It's a fact. 100%. Yeah.
Verifiable fact. You see? Terrorists invade Kwara community, abduct housewife, shoot brother-in-law. Imagine. He say Tantita Security denies arson allegation on Ondo community leaders' home. Blame oil theft interest for negative report. Mad people. Mad people everywhere. Showore accuses DSS of politically motivated trial to silence his criticism of Tinubu. They will always do. Witness tells court $35 million Nigerian agency NCDCMB fund was released without proper documentation. That one is not news now. They do it all the time. Journalist alleges illegal detention, death threats from council chairman, ABGA candidate over 250 million contract story. So that is Nigerians for you. That's the kind of story here in Nigeria. Yoruba Union condemns Fani Kayode on mockery nomination, accuses Tinubu of rewarding individuals lacking moral credibility. Thank God, nobody they talk about.
Oh God. Nigeria.
People are speaking up. Whether they are serious or not serious, at least they are speaking up. And it will be on record. It will be on record that they spoke.
Nigeria.
Use expulsion certificate to Wike, fire share others. Forget about their useless party. They are always talking rubbish and nonsense. Tinubu pledges 200 million to Nigerian Legion, urges support for military personnel, family of fallen heroes.
Not true.
The fear of Trump is the beginning of wisdom for you.
Yeah.
Never see anything.
Yeah.
Never see anything. Look at this one. They say former Kwara Polytechnic student killed in court-related campus clash.
Distractions.
Distraction. Indigenous contractors storm finance ministry demand release of 760 billion first French for completed project. That is what you see in Nigeria. Enugu commissioner faces allegation of using security forces hired thugs to attack contender in Mburupu dispute. That is what you see. This one is from the United States. It said, disarm the militia, bring them to justice. U.S. lawmaker, warn Nigerian government, condemn slow action.
Yeah.
It's not just slow action. They will not do anything. If
you see, that is the thing we've been talking about, stonewalling. They think that the United States, this government under Trump, that they will phase out, that they will not have that staying power, right? Like to continue to, it's like, like when Adeboye came and said, give us, they should give 100, blah, 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 whatever. So their belief, their thought is that perhaps everything will calm down and slowly but surely they will go back into their usual, So disarm them, bring them to justice. Tinubu, that is why I said that Tinubu now, in COP safe don't fool, because oh my God, this man all his life has been just atrocity after atrocities, all the bad thing when they did for that guy. So he has to do something, has to give, because America, they put in these terms and conditions and they are insisting, and as day goes by, it's going to increase. It's going to increase because that Sunday Jackson is still there languishing, right? It's part of their listing that it should be set free. That they've not touched that, and that they should disarm these militias. So we just keep doing what we are doing and be watching how the other implosion will come, because they've refused over the years and decades to do what they're supposed to do. Now, the chicken has come home to roast. What do you do?
Of course, their delayed tactics will not work. Even as at 2 days ago, there was a protest in Washington. There was a protest by Arnold and the other group, with that Yelweta guy. All of them were there protesting. I saw
it.
Their action.
I saw it. Not too many crowd though, but it doesn't matter. It's not about the number. It's not about
just to keep the momentum. That's it.
Exactly. Very, very important to keep the momentum going.
So, right lawyer Abubakar Marshall lambasts Tinubu government for prosecuting innocent Nigerians who demand accountability. It's not only lambasting. Many times that is what they do. All the Nigerian government. Once you ask for accountability, you ask for your right, they come after you. Look at this
Yeah.
one. Nigeria Senate set to screen defense minister nominee Christopher Musa. You know they nominated Christopher Musa for defense minister. So
as the Minister of Defense, right? Mm.
They nominated him for Minister of Defense. So he's going for screening.
Because he was thrown out during that time, the alleged coup. He was thrown out with some guys that were like a particular guy who was my schoolmate back then. He was a general too. They were thrown out, and now it's like I don't know what informed Tinubu bringing Musa. I don't know, because in their mind sometimes you can't even read what they always there's something they. Because this Musa now, I don't know what he thinks he's going to bring. Maybe because he's a middle Belton, right? Is it? Or Kaduna? Yeah, Southern Kaduna.
He's a middle Belton and a Christian. That is the game there.
Exactly.
They need a Christian name.
Yeah, Christopher Musa. Bro, let me tell you, see, the way their brain works, it's like, it's all about that is, they are never willing or ready to do the right thing or face the reality. No.
Just all like Tinubu always tell you, Tinubu will always remind you that his wife is a Christian.
Can you imagine that? When your wife, the wife is worse than Ekwensu himself. What does that got to do? You see, but that, again, that's how their brain works. Manipulation. He went and hired fake people as priest and bishop during the and every day is lie upon lie upon lie. Everywhere he can buy anything. That guy said that for Tinubu, his mindset is anything that money cannot achieve, more money will. So you can see his playbook. That's how Tinubu all his life is a criminal, and he will never change. How is it called? Crocodile not a changing color. He went to America, he hired people to come and protest. People who don't even know Nigeria, they've never been to Nigeria. Everywhere, this one, Christopher Musa, because now Christian is from Middle Belt, to put it. But he was there before as the chief of staff for the military. I mean, but everything was happening, but he couldn't do nothing. For I think he was there during was it Buhari that brought him or Tinubu that brought him?
Buhari, he walked from Buhari to Tinubu.
Oh, you see, but his hands were tied. They were making him to do whatever they wanted him to do, because that is what it is. If Kuka, who was very reverend worldwide, who was at the forefront talking about Christian genocide, suddenly they gave him money, gave him an appointment, he began to talk otherwise.
Lately, he began to deny. He denied. He said he never said that. He denied what he said.
It's because of the pushback. It's because of the heavy criticism coming to him. He came out to deny. He want to walk it back. How do you do that? Everything is on record. You can't deny what you said. How do you go?
When you see even this Musa they are bringing now, I saw a video where this guy they call Very Dark Man.
I saw it.
Was talking about how he met Musa and Musa was asking for his help.
I saw it. Yes, he did.
Imagine this man in that position could not get information. You are relying on people in the street.
Yeah.
When they say their hand are tight, Nigeria is not. These people are not in control. Even Tinubu is not in control.
100%.
They are not in control. That is why US should step in and take action.
Because this Musa,
give them until next year, they will not do anything.
Nothing. This Musa, you see, during Buhari, if he wasn't doing what Buhari wanted him to do, they kill him. They just take him out. You remember? Exactly.
You remember the one they killed with his jet fighter?
Exactly. So that is without the US coming in to help. Everybody's in big shit in that country. Trust me, because power past power. That is what we are seeing now. Why it looks as if there's slight movement, slightly, or this shake up, this panic button is because of the US. The greatest power on earth mankind has ever known. No, there's no nation, never in the history of humanity. So that is the situation.
This one again, this one is another interesting news. From the US Congress. US urges to pressure Nigeria to abolish Sharia law.
Exactly.
Disband Hizbah over alleged religious persecution.
Yeah, that is the key there. That is the key.
Exactly. They should just continue on that part. Even if you only this one, mount it. At the end of the day, we will sit on the round table. To your table,
100%.
Everybody go.
You know that Ted Cruz much earlier on raised the issue. So glory to God that is still on the table. Ted Cruz said that you must abolish this blasphemy law. It has no place in a secularity. It simply does not have a place in any secular society.
And this is a current news about 2 hours ago. 2 hours ago, U.S. Congress urges to pressure Nigeria to abolish Sharia law, disband his over alleged religious persecution.
Yeah.
Current information 2 hours ago.
Yeah.
So it's
because this, like I said, this is just the key to it. We've seen it. There are video evidence of them using Sharia to persecute people who are not Muslims. Lots of video evidence. Deborah was killed on that basis. A young Paul girl just took his life, just like that. Then there's one a few weeks ago, a month ago, an Igbo man, a Christian, was taken to Sharia court to seal off his shop in Abuja. So many instances, the video evidence. So that is just the key. Is either they abolish it, take it away from constitution, or they allow them to have the Islamic country. Simple as that.
Thousands of people's business are destroyed in the north, all in the name of that their Sharia.
Yeah.
Disrupting business, and they are paying taxpayers. You destroy their business over there, and you come over here, you collect the tax, and you share to them.
Yeah.
Is that not madness?
Yeah. I wonder if their Zoom media arise and the rest of them, whether they will talk about this. So this is
they will never talk about. You watch They will never mention that one.
Yeah, because if arise, face about it and the co, if they will bring it up, that will become very contentious. Let them know that United States want Sharia abolished because it's not supposed to be there in the first place. But we see. Let's wait and see if they will talk about, because I think they always pick and choose what to talk about.
Of course. This one says teenage boy stabbed friends to death in Edo Motor Park during dispute over 2,000 naira. Imagine. Imagine. Over 2,000 naira, he stabbed his friend to death.
Yeah.
Because of 2,000 naira. 2,000 naira is not up to $1. 2,000 naira. You stab your brother to death. That is what poverty can cause. Exclusive EFCC invade Abuja property despite court order. Restraining agency awarding 20 million. Outlaw.
Lawlessness. Lawlessness. Yeah.
Lawlessness everywhere.
Yeah.
Look at this. Amnesty International raises alarm over Enugu couple abducted by DSS since 2021.
My God. Over the link to IPOB.
IPOB, that is why they disappeared them since 2001. A man and his husband, a woman and her husband, and they have children. Oh, they came and those children has been on their own for 5 good years. Nigeria and abomination.
Hey, Chineke, God destroy this evil entity. God Almighty, please, please, please destroy this demonic.
There are thousands of abortions like this in Biafra land. Genocide going on. Look at this one. Amnesty International is the one reporting this one.
Oh God.
And nobody is talking about it.
Nobody. The governors not.
They have governor. They have lawmakers.
And they won't talk.
They will not speak about this. Amnesty International is 5 good years. A woman and his wife disappeared. Couples.
Hey God.
Those children have been made orphans for 5 years. No information about them up to this moment. Look at this one. Saudi Arabia released 3 Nigerian detained since August for alleged smuggling of substance. And I bet you we are going to go and check the name of these people.
Yeah.
We will check the name. Saudi Arabia released 3 Nigerian detained since August for alleged smuggling of substance. Because I know if they were to be Igbos, Abike Dabiri will be in the front line and they will never talk about them. Nobody will go to seek for their release. Nobody.
Yeah.
Even if they were accused rightly or wrongly, nobody will go. Let us look into their name. We want to know the name of these people.
Yeah.
According to the ministry, once the arrests were reported, the Council General of Nigeria in Jeddah, Mazam Nayaya Abiwete, immediately contacted the Saudi authority and notified Abuja. 3 Nigerians, look at their name. Abdulhamid Razak Sadiq. Abdulhamid Sadiq. Number 1. 2. Miriam Hussein Abdullah. 2. Number 3. Baja Aminu Abdullah. Abdullahi. 3 of them. Did you see any Okechukwu there?
Yeah.
Did you see any Chukuma there? Did you see any Namdi there?
Are they released?
They are released.
Okay, and it's just this year or so. That means less than a year. If we were people from our place, forget it. Forget it.
There was a boy I will never forget, an Igbo boy in Singapore that was sentenced to death for no just cause. Amnesty International, we are going for that boy, fighting for that boy. There were 3 in number that were accused. 1 from South Africa, the other one from Kenya. Accused falsely of drug peddling that doesn't have anything to do with them. Even that Igbo boy, they said the Igbo boy was even traveling. He doesn't have any connection with the bag they are talking about. The bag that they put on him, his tag does not match the bag. He doesn't have anything, but because he was not represented, they sentenced him to death. When he was sentenced, this happened with the time of Obasanjo. South Africa sent a delegate to go for their own citizen, and that guy was removed. Kenya sent their own delegate to go and remove their own person, but Nigeria did not go because it was Okechukwu.
Yeah.
And they killed that guy. On the day of the execution of that guy, Amnesty International they were holding a night vigil for the boy outside, protesting. There was no single person in Nigeria that was there to speak for that boy.
They killed him.
They were not giving him any hearing. They killed that boy.
Imagine such scenario. An innocent person. Just because you are Igbo, forced into Nigeria. Yeah? And you tell me that God will not destroy Nigeria. Let everybody go and take care of themselves. Continue to pray for. Yeah. Anybody when they pray for one Nigeria, his prayer is abomination unto the God of heaven.
And this is what happens over and over and over and over. I bet you these people now, you saw them went and removed. Since Trubu got to power, it is his fellow drug peddlers.
Yeah.
That he's releasing every time. The other time, that was how they released one. In that same Saudi Arabia, and they take that girl and put her in NLDA. A girl they used to transport narcotin to the Saudi Arabia. When they caught him, they said she was framed up. Buhari tried everything to bring that girl back, and they put her to go and serve in NLDA. If that girl were to be an Igbo lady, she's gone. As we speak, about 50-something Yoruba people are in death row in Saudi Arabia. They don't talk about it. Look at this 3 now that they released from Saudi. They are Saudi people. They are all you see there is Yoruba and Hausa.
Yeah.
And they have gone further to fight and see that they brought them back home. But if it were to be an Igbo person, all you hear is rest in peace. There will not be no condolence. Nobody is even going to go there to go and even speak on his behalf. And this is the situation in all parts of the world, wherever you are. If you have any case that demands Nigerian embassy to come and stand for you, you are finished. If your name is Okechukwu, me, when they here, I'm talking as a witness. I have faced the situation. I have faced a situation where Nigerian embassy was called in those days to come. They refused.
Can you imagine? Like now that
they didn't send anybody. They didn't even respond to the call.
okay. Well, like now, Tinubu is using Rain or Mockery and FFK to be ambassador. Can you people who are ready?
Can imagine what they will do in those countries?
Imagine what if FFK is an ambassador and his Igbo name, the word that comes out of Fanika Ode's mouth about Igbo, the level of hatred that he's pulled. I don't know if you see a video of him, the way he was talking about Igbo. That's why the fact that he repeatedly continued to marry Igbo women, but the hatred is mind blowing. When I saw that video, bro, Jesus Christ, the way he described Igbo, and you ask yourself, so what do you want? Why then are you? I mean, I can't go and marry a Yoruba woman.
Or outside the Igbo people is a mockery. And I don't know why our people are not, those are our Igbo girls, Igbo women are not understanding it. It is mockery. Anytime you see him going to, it is not a serious marriage. It is mockery. It is just like Tinubu telling you that he married a Christian. It's just like Babangida marrying Miriam from Delta State.
No, Babangida, to be fair, I've never, in all my life, I've never seen Babangida speak ill of Igbo. I'm telling you the gospel truth.
When it comes to Babangida is much, all those military men are much, even Abacha,
yeah, Babangida love Igbo. I love Babangida have that general love for Igbo. I can guarantee you. I've read his autobiography, everything. He was also the same one that recently came out to debunk the long-held notion that the coup was Igbo coup. Babangida, he did that.
That one has a good record.
Hey. But for this Yoruba ones, again, not all, but the ones who are in need, these Ronu ones, like Tinubu, they spearhead that. Well, maybe from Awolowo, they just have that natural hatred. And unfortunately,
I don't know why. Go ahead.
They're in the position of authority, and so what they do is they have the opportunity to exhibit their enormous hatred and bigotry on Igbo. Can you imagine that since Abika Dabiri made that the Getray statement about Igbo, when he retweeted that until this day, nobody touched her. So that is to tell you that she have endorsement of Tinubu, you know. So it's incredible, absolutely incredible. But the only solution for me, I'm not overly bitter or cry. No, but the thing is, let them have their country, we have our country. So what they do, how they do, I don't care. If they don't see me talking about them, you know, so that's the thing. That's just the solution. Have your country, run it the way it chooses to. If you want to continue to live in lies and whatever, good for you. So that is the solution, my brother. Thanks.
Thank you so much. We're going to be rounding up now. I just saw our brother Peaceman. You've disappeared for a long time. From the time of our protest, now we don't come see you. You completely run away. Peaceman, open your listen, talk to us as we are rounding up.
I know run. Oh.
You run.
No, that's our brother, be that.
Rahim now, we say you go give us update for protest.
Where go Nigeria? Yeah, where goes the zoo? Well done, they protest.
Run. Nah, I dodge my head though.
Yes.
Because it's understandable.
Because the zoo no get what they call it, human rights. So they can do anything to anybody.
You're right.
Because of so my brother, I have heard all you have said, you know, but I wasn't around when you people started, you know, but I was hearing what you people were saying. What I want to chip in is that, you know, I could remember 90s when I was in Lagos. I was schooling in Lagos. So a Yoruba man called, his name is Shedrack. We call him Uncle Shedrack. So when I was in school then in Lagos, he told me that that's something he told me, you know, he told me that we, the Igbos, that we are under the Yorubas and the Hausa people. Then I asked him, I asked him, what do you mean by that? He now told me that if he tell me something, that I shouldn't reply him that way, that I have no respect. I told him, no. You telling me that Igbo people and we are under Yorubas and Funani, because Funani is Hausa, that is how we describe them. He now told me that I shouldn't reply him that way. I was scared, maybe he's going to call other teachers to beat me, up, because they are used to that. So after everything, I now went home. I now went to go and tell my father. I told him, say, look at what this teacher told me. Oh. My father now stood up. The next day, my father drive me to school. He went to the headmaster. He now told the headmaster that he should caution his teacher not to talk to my son anyhow, that he's talking a hatred talk to his son, that if he repeats it again, he's going to arrest him. That time we were living in Lagos. So this man, this man started begging my father, oh, my father, sorry, that he didn't mean that your son was stubborn. That is the reason why, but I didn't say such thing. And I told my father, he said such thing. My father said, how can a boy of 15 years be lying? How can he be lying? That was then in secondary school. So, my brother, this hatred of Yorubas is not today. I have experienced it. I've experienced everything that is going on in Lagos, how they hate, even in the class itself. You will see a Yoruba boy. There is a song they used to sing for Igbo people that time in school, So all these things that is going on is that we Igbos, we love ourselves. 100% we love ourselves. But we should love ourselves more to come together. Now that our two leaders are not around, we should come together and fight for this Biafra to come, because I believe that Biafra will come. Because when I went home, my brother, the things I see, my brother, Nigeria is not a country. Nigeria is a zoo. I'm telling you, Nigeria is a zoo. You will see a policeman be asking you money. You will say, okay, give me money. You will give him money. He will even ask you, a policeman asked me money that I should give him 2,000. I said, why should I give you 2,000? He said that, yes, we drive in the wrong way, so that we have to pay 2,000. That he look at me, that am I in this country? I told him, how do you know that I'm not in this country? He said, hey, the way you are looking, you are not in this country, Oga. You are not in this country. Find me money. And I told my brothers, okay, give me money there, let me give him. My brother and I give me money there, give him 2,500. He was jumping, happy. He told me, Oga, long life. God will bless you. God will do, was just talking. And I said, but you told me we drove in a wrong way. Now you are now thanking me. That shows that you know what you did. You robbed me. You robbed me with your AK-47. Because I'm afraid he was with AK-47. And the way he was opening his eye, and it was a Yoruba man. It was the same Yoruba man. You see? So all these things going on, and I hear that they want to bring what is the name of this man? Musa. What is it? What is the name of this Anton General before when they kick him out?
Christopher Musa.
Christopher Musa. How can America tell Tunumbu to appoint him as minister of which position they want to give him? Because I have forgotten. Yeah?
Defense minister.
Yeah. How can you give such a man that position? The man who went to Finland, I don't know, talking about Simon Ekpa. Is it the same person? All of them are the same thing. Nigeria have no good leaders. So them bringing him as defense minister is just wasting of time. I don't support that. The only thing we want is to separate that country, is to divide that country. That's the only thing. Because if we remain in that country, my brother, the way these people are planning to kill to buy the Igbos is too much. The way these people are planning to buy Igbos is too much. It's too much. The hatred is too much. When I went home, I experienced it. The hatred is too much. The best thing is to divide Nigeria, let everybody go his way. Because if we continue remaining in that country, my brother, I'm not sure that Igbo nation, the population of Igbo will exist to that 10 million to 20 million, 70 million, as we said. Things is getting bad. There is hunger. Whoever that is telling you there is no insecurity in Nigeria, that person is telling lie. Brother, there is insecurity in Nigeria. Bad one. It's not easy. Every time that they will take under let me say 30 minutes. What is 30 minutes? 20 minutes, they go bring light, they go take them. Now, this thing with the use, Jade. That with the use. So that country is not functionally. It's not helping us. It's not doing anything right to the people. Yorubas claim to be the most educated. They are not the most educated people in Nigeria. They are not the most educated people. They are not. When they talk of school, Igbos are number one in education in Nigeria. They are number one. But they are claiming to subdue us that they are the most intelligent people. If Yorubas are the most intelligent people, Nigeria won't be the way it is. If Yorubas are the most intelligent people, they will listen to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, since when Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have been shouting, talking about all these things that is going on. They will listen to him. Some of them that well educated will listen to that man. Okay, look at now, they take him to Sokoto. What is it? What is their mind to take that man to Sokoto? So we Igbos, Biafrans, we must stand up to defend our land. We are not going to defend our land with prayer. We are not going to defend our land with Shirimabayekata. No. You defend your land with what you have in your hand. Okay, look at what happened in court. They buy 15 Boko Haram. They buy them. This is what we're supposed to be doing. A boy was recording Fulani people who were driving Okada. So many of them. The guy was videoing them in Owerri. He was videoing them. Do you know that one of the Fulani persons get down from the bicycle and use knife and choke the guy? Even they were about to kill that guy. They were about to kill the guy because of the guy was recording them. And our Igbo people were passing when they were doing that boy that thing. Why can't we? See, my brother, I am an Igbo man, and I have seen many things happening in Deutschland, in Germany. I will never stand to see my fellow Igbo man, whether you are from Enugu, or you are from Port Harcourt, or you are from Asaba, you are from Anyoma, wherever you come from Igbo land, and I know that you are my own brother, I will stand to defend you, but I am not going to fight. But the way the fight I will fight is when they hit you, then I will respond, because I don't like to treat my people bad. Because I learned a lot of things. Even before Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was preaching all these things, I have been defending my people. Defending your brother, but you must use wisdom. You must use wisdom to defend your own brother. So such thing that happened in Owerri, they used knife to stab that guy, and thank God the guy did not die. And our people were passing by. That is not a good thing. We Igbos must love each other, embrace each other, no matter what is going on. The only place you will see some of Igbo people is when a man sleep with her wife. That is when you will see them, will start fighting, and they will be fighting themselves because of a woman. Okay, because of a woman, now the other guy killed somebody 2 days ago because of woman. Igbo, that is not how we're supposed to live. We are supposed to live to defend our mother's land. Okay, now see what you are telling us, that something happened in Singapore. It's not only Yoruba have to come out and defend that brother. We have Igbo brothers and sisters who will come out as well and defend that our brother. We should learn how to defend ourselves. I love my people so much. But the problem we are having is defensive. It's defensive. Look at our leader now, what happened to him. The only person that went there to go and see him is Alex Oti. He's the only person that went there to the governor that went there to see him. and he's planning for his release to come out. Southern Sokoto went there to also to I heard that he went there to visit Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. Why is it, what's his intention? Is it to convert him to Islam? It's not possible. It's not possible. Yeah.
Oh my God.
It's not possible. You can't convince our leader to join Islam. It's not possible. That man, rather Mazen Nnamdi kill himself than to join Islam. I know him for that. A woman was talking about Mazen Nnamdi Kanu that since Mazen Nnamdi Kanu came to this struggle, that IPOP, ESN, they are hard work, they are cause an Igbo woman was saying this in Abuja, condemning Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, that Mazen Kanu is the cause of insecurity in the Southeast. How did Mazen Nnamdi Kanu to cause insecurity in Southeast when he bring out Eastern security to guide their people? Is it bad? Why is some of our Igbo people, some of them are so betrayer? They have that betrayer mind. And when they are talking, you will see it, and the enemies will be laughing at them. I was in comment session reading. Yorubas was rather, my sister, you are right, you are right, you are right. Your sister, you are right. How is she right? Is it because of he's condemning his own brother that is fighting for her freedom? That woman, I said it right now, that woman, she will never see the coming of Biafra. The day Biafra, even before Biafra will come, she will never see Biafra. She will never see Biafra freedom, and she will never be part of that freedom. She will never, because that man lost her mother, his father, his family. They say he jumped bail. How did he jump bail when the Operation Terrorist Python Dance want to kill that man? He run away, and you are telling me he jumped bail. How did he jump bail? We should be sincere, brother. We should stop all this nonsense.
Thank you, my brother. We are rounding up now, so try and round up so that we can conclude.
My brother, I want to thank you, Brother Chus, for your work you have been doing. You have been trying for many years now. I know you, that you have been doing well since 2001. And as I say, 2021, you have been preaching. You have been talking, you know. God will bless you, and I will continue praying for you. Nothing will happen to you, because I'm hearing now that they are now planning how to capture some social media warriors in Europe and Africa. What I hear.
True. Yeah, right. How?
I don't know.
Thank you, my brother. Thank you, my brother. All those things, you know, one of the weapons they use is fear. They try to create fear to distract people. We must remain focused, and you don't help them to promote such a thing.
Exactly.
Some information you hear from them, you don't even talk about it.
Just ignore it.
I told my wife that because she is pregnant, you know, for 8 months now, she will still give birth to a child. I told her that this child, his name is going to be Nnamdi Kanu. His name is Nnamdi Kanu. Yeah. And also including my son's name and as well. So that is the name of my child I want to give to him. So that is it. And
thank you.
When he
we must continue what we're doing. Everybody must continue to do their own effort, adding your own quota. The major problem we're having is within ourselves. That is why sometimes the kind of backlash, the kind of response we're getting from some of us, the way we behave and the way we do things, is much more disturbing than even others. That is why I don't channel my energy in talking about other people. There are some of us that are even worse than the Yorubas.
100%.
Yorubas that are very, very good also. There are some of them that are very excellent and good.
Yep. Not all Yorubas are bad, my brother. Not all Yorubas are bad. Some.
Exactly.
If Yorubas are 100, I think 90% is very, very bad. Then 10% is okay.
Well, we can't be able to ascertain when it comes to statistics. We cannot be able to ascertain or give statistics. Let us not give statistics, but we know that there are people that are bad and there are people that are good. The one that is even disturbing me is our people, just like the lady you are talking about today. When I saw that video, I couldn't even listen to her. I couldn't even finish watching it. When you see those kind of a thing, you begin to see your own person, an Igbo lady speaking in that manner. Not only her, there is another one I just saw yesterday, a man also. If you see what is coming out of his mouth, you go to TikTok, you see what is it called? Ikenga. Ikenga is holding TikTok live every day. TikTok live every day, and people line up there. This is somebody who was part of the agitation. He was part of the agitation. He was in this agitation for more than a decade. All of a sudden today, he is the greatest enemy of attacking his own people.
Malchus,
when you see those things, do you have to now begin to challenge your religion? You know, you see that other people are not even the problem. It is people within us. So the unity among us is very important. We must try to unite. Forget about our differences. That is one common problem that we have. Forget about our differences. Look into that common problem that we have. Our enemies are one. They are not two, and we must focus and make sure we can. Thank you so much. My brother Christian, give us your closing word. We are going to be rounding off closing now. Your closing remark. Bro Christian, you are there?
Yeah, Malchus. Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Go ahead.
Okay, I was going to yesterday I see a way they say that he learned his lesson, that he learned the hard way about the hatred, blah blah blah. I don't know, but anyway, so about the hatred on Indigo. So I don't know what informed that notion. Where is it coming from? What happened to him? But anyway, coordinate Chinike, thank you so much for your effort.
Thank you, my brother. Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Peace man, we are off now. Do you still have something to say, Peace man? Just one word and we'll close the program. We'll come back again, hopefully in the evening if I have time.
What I want to say is that my Igbo brothers and sisters and Biafrans, please, we should come together and unite strongly to get this freedom. If we get it, our children will benefit it, and they will call us heroes that we fought for their freedom. Thank you very much. God bless you all.
Thank you so much, my brother. That's a very good one. Every one of us, we should put our heads together, forget our differences. If your brother make you angry, keep that anger aside and focus on one thing that unites us. One thing that unites us is that we are all persecuted. They want all of us dead. They don't want us to survive. What we are asking for is one thing. So every one of us, we should focus on that thing that unites us. Focus on that thing that unites us. That alone can make us strong and can make us fight this battle effectively and win it. May Chukwu Okukabiyama guide and protect everyone that have partaken on this very program, those that came with us, those that joined early and those that joined late. Please like and share. If you have not shared this program, you are not helping us. Like and share. As you are sharing, you are joining the message. You are joining the radical evangelism. Every one of us have a role to play. As I'm doing my part, you can do your own part. If you can't come out and speak, if you can't make a video, share the one that others are making. It is also part of it. Click like, give a thumbs up, and may Chukwu Okukabiyama guide and protect every one of you, more especially people that are watching from Biafra land. I appreciate every one of you, and I pray that Chukwu Okukabiyama will guide and protect every one of you that is watching from Biafra land. May Chukwu Okukabiyama guide and protect you. No weapon of the enemy will affect you. No kidnapper will see you. No accidental bullet will touch you. I pray that Chukwu Okukabiyama will keep every one of you alive. You will be alive and you raise the flag of Biafra. I pray for all the leaders of Biafra, more especially our supreme leader, Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, and our prime minister, Mazen Simon Ekpa. I pray that Chukwu Okukabiyama will guide and protect them, secure them, give them more wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, strengthen them, and give them good health to stay and be with us until they are free. Thank you so much for being part of this program. See you again in the evening. Stay blessed, and may Chukwu Okukabiyama be with you. Bye-bye, everybody. Thank you so much.
Eddie Kwanzaa,
very oldest language on the face of this very earth. Chiko kikabia mapuni nini chineke ngende sona efewe na isiala nina ina koza hanso ya mbuni onye na jama we anya na ge farusi obo na nege ole kali nini kele kele mo ne kele obi amne ndi nden so na ya na isiala ndi o ma ndi ndi na ko ole no totwa inyaba no wanene Because you will make a difference with your source and no more and we're not going to
But you know what? The monarchy don't believe that America is the cause of it. No. I am the solution, and the only way they can get to you is by kicking me out, which is not possible. I have come. Look what you do. After I am done with Nigeria, Biafra will be free and enjoy freedom. Biafra will know the importance of freedom and what happens in 5 years to come. Thank you.